fuck.
What?
I'm going to turn it off for a second.
That's fine.
And then I'll do it periodically.
Yeah, that's cool. We're good. And like I said, if anything, I'll sweat. I'll just take the glasses off.
Your boy Jarvis is up there.
Okay. Okay, we are live right now. We've been live for 15 seconds, so they heard all that.
So right now we are live. We have Roger Goodell at the podium. To his right, he has Burning Kosar, probably the best Browns quarterback besides Baker Mayfield and Brian Stipe and Otto Graham and Brian Hoyer. That's just my opinion. And then to Burning Kosar's right, he has Jarvis Landry, who is without a doubt probably the biggest game changer on the team. When he came to the Browns, just a giant force to be reckoned with.
Oh, I mean, completely changed the culture, right? We sit there and we look at remember the Hard Knocks. It's contagious, bro. And that just kind of set the culture of exactly who this Cleveland Browns team turned around and ended up being. By the way, we didn't really mention it because we kind of got right into it because we got live pretty quickly. You're listening into the Any Given Podcast 2021 NFL Live Draft coverage from Kent, Ohio. We are currently at the Kent State Hotel and Conference Center, and we are coming to you live, and it's brought to you by KentStagePosters.com. Those of you that listen to the show consistently, you know that's our...
What was that?
It's KentStagePosters.com. Those of you, like I said, that listen consistently, those are our peoples. We sell the Numbers Don't Lie shirts. Get yours exclusively this week only. Use promo code DRAFT at checkout, and you will be able to get 25% off of your Numbers Don't Lie t-shirt. That's a very big discount and a very, very good opportunity for you to support Baker in an exclusive way that not many people are gonna have.
Yeah, and that draft is good until Monday. You can use that until Monday and get Numbers Don't Lie shirts off for $25. Or 25% off, not $25. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, they're originally the 2Xs and the 3Xs are originally 25. So not a bad way to go. But right now we're just kind of watching the introductions. Right now, legendary offensive tackle Joe Thomas. You Cleveland fans know who that is introducing. The Cleveland skies look a little foggy, but it looks beautiful down there in Cleveland. This lady sitting on the is that like Roger Goodell's?
Oh, that must be the one that he was sitting in
last year.
Yeah.
She must have won it.
Yeah.
She's a Jaguars fan. That's only ironic.
Well, yeah, they're about to announce the first pick here.
Already?
Yeah. My voice just cracked, as you can tell. It is officially open now, the 2021 NFL Draft. Yes, it is very foggy here in Cleveland. Like I said on Twitter earlier, I said they should be thanking their stars or be very thankful that it is not snowing. And I posted a picture of Lake Erie completely covered in ice with like the waves that went halfway up and got covered.
Yeah.
It's like, you should be happy it's only it's only raining in Cleveland.
Right? I feel like today was perfect weather. No better way for Cleveland fans to enjoy football than the way today was. It wasn't extremely cold. There was a little bit of rain. It's just a good way to go. The Jaguars have 9 minutes left. Unfortunately, this number 1 overall pick is kind of a foregone conclusion for them. Unless Urban Meyer decides to go Ohio State randomly or something like that, I don't really foresee anybody besides Trevor Lawrence going here. I think it's just kind of sitting here and us waiting to tell you that Trevor Lawrence went number 1. He just took his AirPods off, so that might be he just got off the phone or something. He just got married last month.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of the pictures. He got married at the same place that Justin Bieber did.
Did he? That's
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty impressive. He did sign that endorsement deal the other day with that cryptocurrency company.
Yeah, it's. I mean, hey, dogs are gonna eat.
Right? I mean, they said he signed on Friday. He got his first deposit on Friday, and then it's already worth more than when it was deposited. So that's I mean that's a hell of a way to make some money real quickly for them. It's becoming a bigger thing. I believe it was Seattle that signed that offensive tackle that took like 70% of its signing bonus in cryptocurrency or Bitcoin.
Yeah,
And it's just like I mean, since then it's only gone up $10,000. So these guys are understanding now. I think now more than ever, the average person understands the stock market more than they did even a couple years ago. I don't feel like the stock market was that big of a thing a couple years ago. I don't know how we got on the stock market. I mean, I guess I do, but it's a big deal to a lot of people in professional sports. You'll start seeing it more in the other leagues too, the NBA and things like that, especially when they have guaranteed money and some of those owners will probably feel like them doing the cryptocurrency thing will allow them to maybe save a little bit of money.
yeah, and especially with things changing, technology and whatnot, things are gonna be changing. People aren't, I have a feeling that checks are gonna be out the door here soon.
They'll probably be pretty obsolete, right?
And so, everybody's online doing all this online stuff. And so you get some cryptocurrency, you get some bitcoins, you get dog coin, you get something like that. Yeah. Why wouldn't they take that over a check where anybody could steal that?
Right, without a doubt. Just all sorts of like, why does everything have to be a liquid asset? You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't. And these are the conversations we're going to get into. We might end up getting into some conspiracy stuff later, considering we're going to be on here for north of probably 4 hours, especially when somebody who we've known for 2 years now that this guy was going to make this pick, and this guy should be number one overall pick, and here we are. The Jaguars have already wasted 4 minutes doing nothing.
Yeah, this is one of the things that our instructor, Daryl Ryder, said. He was like, everybody knows that Trevor Lawrence is going number one overall. So why don't you cut the BS, cut the whole show, and just announce it?
Right away. That's how you open the draft. And when you said they were making the pick earlier, that's all I could think of is, oh, well, here we go. We're just opening the draft the way I thought we should because it makes sense. Booger's on the TV right now. Guess what he gets paid to do now because he couldn't do the Monday Night Football thing.
With the Booger Mobile?
Yeah. I mean, and then they put him up in the booth, and that was just him partnered with Jason Witten was like partnering. I can't even think of a good.
Chris Collinsworth.
Well, Collinsworth, Al Michael, his partner isn't terrible. I don't hate his partner. I was thinking of two very bads. As much as I
Two
love
very bads going together. It's like when you used to watch the Browns games. And it was like nobody's talking about that.
It's Kendall Jenner in a Pepsi commercial bad.
Oh my gosh, when she's handing the Pepsi to the cop.
In the middle of a riot, a Pepsi's what saves it. That was the worst, most tone-deaf commercial ever.
I hope the guy who came up with that, like the marketing manager, got fired immediately.
He did. The minute people started ripping it, it was over. Because she almost lost a bunch of her stuff. You know what I'm saying? She lost a big rooting interest in her business assets and all of that. Lost a lot of money over that commercial because it was essentially making fun of what was going on. Why is Dwayne Haskins on the TV right now? Are we comparing
him to?
Are we comparing Lawrence to Haskins?
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing right now.
That's not who I'd want to get compared to. He's not even going to start over Mason Rudolph. Well, Roethlisberger.
Let me tell you what. The only quarterback that I have supported since I don't know 2009 from Ohio State, Cardale Jones.
Cardale Jones. I mean, He was just a ham, man. That was my favorite part of him.
But here's the thing, like, you get all these teams that are looking for quarterbacks that, can handle the pressure. He came in the Big Ten championship, and he won the national championship
As the
after that.
third string quarterback that year,
Yeah.
too. Like, he came out of nowhere and did his thing. I'll always have love for 12 gauge, man. Reason I was a big DC Defenders guy when he was playing in the XFL. I always thought he deserved another shot. Maybe Dwayne The Rock Johnson will give him a shot in the XFL next year when they relaunch.
Yes. Speaking of Trevor Lawrence,
He doesn't seem
good
too
on
busy.
him. Sitting with his new wife. Good on him.
I wonder. Yeah. I wonder if he has the two phones like CeeDee Lamb last year.
Oh, grabbed it.
Yeah. Still to this day, one of the best plays of draft history. People say.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Why are you checking his phone?
Right? He's on the
Like,
phone
what?
getting drafted right now, and you thought that was the right time to be like, hey, let me go through his phone and start a fight. Maybe not necessarily start a fight because
I know him too. He was just like, "What, are you gonna answer the phone call when I get it?
like, are
when I
you
get it
gonna-
from the Cowboys?
yeah.
Are you gonna answer this? No.
Well, I think he was. The point was, I think he was on the phone with the Cowboys when she tried taking the phone. I think he was on his agent's phone or something with probably Jerry and Stephen Jones, and then she was like, "I'm actually gonna go through his," which I mean,
Nope, the pick is in.
I mean, unless they went with Justin Fields or something randomly, it could have been in 10 minutes ago. That's the worst part of the first round of the NFL draft. Is the
Yeah.
theatrics of the whole thing.
We all know who's going number 1 overall. Let's not play any games here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Trevor Lawrence, and if it's not Trevor Lawrence, it might be Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. I mean, if they pick Kyle Pitts, shoot, they're staying with Gardner Minshew.
Well, what I saw is PFT posted online today that with the announcement that Tim Tebow was working out to be a tight end, they were going to trade Tim Tebow to, and this is all just a comedy situation.
Yeah.
But they were going to trade Tim Tebow to the Packers, and then they were going to send Aaron Rodgers down to Jacksonville, and he would be the starting quarterback, and they would pick up Kyle Pitts, which obviously is not going to happen, and it's all just satire, comical, but
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just crazy to hear that Tim Tebow was working out, and then they double back and they're Tim Tebow was working out as a tight end, and how many? And then I got on and people were like, how many shots is Tim Tebow gonna get? As many as people are willing to give him. No random people are giving him a shot. His college coach, who he won a Heisman, who he won a national title with, gave him a shot because he's finally in the NFL. And Tim Tebow finally was like, you know what, I'm done with baseball because that's I mean,
yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the pick.
The pick is in.
With the first pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence.
No surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, were you really surprised? It
Look, he
look
doesn't
like-
even look surprised.
I was. Did they even give him a phone call? Oh, look, he's smiling now. Finally, yeah. Let me stand up and clap.
He's got that dog right next to him.
That's
It's
a
a good-looking dog.
gorgeous little dog.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, what did he go? 32-2 at Clemson.
Something like that. I read earlier. The first time he loses in the NFL will be the first time he's ever lost in his career in a regular season game. So unless the Jaguars go undefeated this year, he's going to lose his first regular season game in his life. So yeah, he wrote that. Remember, he wrote that article. Well, he didn't write the article. Somebody wrote that article about him and was doing the interview where he said, "I don't want this narrative that I have a chip on my shoulder because I don't. I've never been the guy that was doubted. I've always been the guy that was touted as the next big thing, and the only pressure I've had is living up to that hype." And it's true. I mean, it's kind of like LeBron, right? I mean, and I'm not saying he's gonna end up being as great as LeBron was to the game of basketball.
I get what you're saying,
but
though.
it's
Yeah.
whoever, like after middle school, who doubted LeBron? Like who nobody's doubted Trevor Lawrence since middle school. But and then Zach Wilson's getting hugged. Maybe he's going number 2. This is where everyone said the draft kind of started.
Wait, I can't tell. Is that his mom or his girlfriend?
She definitely does look like she could be young, but
That's
she
his
also looks like
girlfriend.
she could be a lot older.
That's a toss-up right there.
Yeah, that's a toss-up one. She could be a cougar, or she could be a young buck. I can't really tell there. So that's.
But yeah, obviously, the Jets need a quarterback. We have about 5.5 minutes until their pick is in. They got rid of Sam Darnold. They sent him down to Carolina, which everybody thought was a great move for Sam Darnold. People were a little confused with the Jets doing that. The Jets, obviously, like we've been talking about, have the number 2 pick overall. Zach Wilson from the mighty Mormons is who they want to take. And, I mean, he's a good quarterback. They've been comparing him to Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that, the way that his playing style is. So I could see him going there. But here's the thing. What have I told you multiple times on the podcast? Why would the Jets get rid of Sam Darnold when they need an offensive line? You know, you can't have a quarterback without an offensive line. Hence, Brady Quinn. Hence, Colt McCoy. Hence, all these guys. It's just Derek Anderson. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I kind of completely agree with you. You're going to bring in a shiny new toy and not be able to protect him. And we've seen it. We mentioned it earlier this week on our show, how Andrew Luck's career was pretty much cut in half by the fact that the Colts didn't get a good offensive line until he retired. Joe Burrow, we could attribute his torn ACL last year to the fact that he had zero protection.
That scar all the way up his knee.
Yeah. Well, it's to the point where the Bengals are picking at 5 tonight, and there's been talks of riots if they don't go offensive line.
They have to. If they get Chase from LSU, if I was a Bengals fan, I would flip my shit.
I mean, he's got T. Higgins. He's got the weapons, I believe. They've got a decent tight end. They've gotten, I don't know if they've gotten better on defense. They filled the Lawson void by signing another guy to pretty much the same amount of money, which made no sense to me. But that's another story. But as far as the Jets go, they added weapons. They did. They signed Corey Davis over the offseason. Who else did I put on here that they signed?
They look like they're ready. I think
they won.
They're all
up.
They're all touching each other and shaking hands and stuff. Looks like
you got the new coach Robert Saleh back there in the back.
They're on the phone.
This guy looks like the Disney leading character of every football Disney movie ever.
He looks like a prince in a Disney movie.
Yeah, right. Or a prince in a Disney movie. Like this man's got Prince Charming going on. The Jets actually were the people that they were the guys that signed Carl Lawson instead of the Bengals, and then the Bengals ended up replacing Lawson with Trey Hendrickson for just about the same amount of money. So who knows what they were doing
Look
there.
at that. Look how far he threw that. How many yards was that? 60, 65?
And the pick is in.
See, this is where they're comparing him to Aaron Rodgers. But yes, the Jets pick is in at number 2. Let's see who they get. I think they're going to get Zach Wilson. If they don't, that's just that's a whack thing. But they also have, after today, they have 6 more picks or rounds to pick some linemen. And, unless you're Jedrick Wills or somebody like that, or you're Joe Thomas, you're not going to go in the first round.
Yeah, there's probably 5 offensive linemen right now that are realistically going to get picked tonight. And that might be a generous number.
They got Sewell from Oregon.
Yeah, who
They got some other guys too coming in.
who should undoubtedly probably be the Bengals pick at 5, unless that's what Atlanta decides to do at 4 instead of Kyle Pitts.
Which would be absolutely insane. You get Kyle Pitts at 4. We'll talk about it when it comes
Yeah,
down to that.
we keep getting further and further away, but right now we're still just waiting on Goodell to announce the Jets pick, and that's what happens in this first round. We get people on the clock that are 3 or 4 picks away, and we're just waiting for Goodell to mosey on down to the stage to.
All right, Goodell is walking down to the stage. They have a Jets fan in the chair, and we're coming to you live from the Any Given Podcast War Room at the Kent State Hotel in beautiful downtown Kent, Ohio.
I like that. We're in the Any Given Podcast war room. Look at you go.
All right, New York Jets. Zach Wilson.
Okay, I mean,
BYU. The mighty Fighting Mormons.
I mean, like you said, like we've all kind of said, he's shot himself up there. He seems to be the guy with the not named Trevor Lawrence, who has the highest ceiling. He might not be ready to play week 1. I mean, he's probably going to have to now that he went to the New York Jets. But just a guy who's going to sit there and he's going to learn and be good. He led BYU to a fantastic season last year. I know
There
there's a lot of argument that they didn't really play anybody.
Getting his Jets fans.
Yeah. He's got to, but he does. Look at his teeth are as white as that Jordan headband right there.
Let me tell you what. If I would have went to school with Zach Wilson, no, we wouldn't have not been friends. We probably would have been mortal enemies. So,
I mean,
like you're saying, his beautiful white teeth, his stupid hair, his clean-shaven face.
you don't get along with the Zach Morris types.
No, Zach Morris? Are you kidding me?
All
Zach
right.
Morris?
You don't get along with the Zach Morris types.
I'd more have been nice to Screech in high school.
Oh, Dustin, I mean,
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Dustin Diamond, right? That was recently. That was within the last year. San Francisco, who traded a lot of picks to get up here to this number 3. Let's see what they do. There was talks earlier in the day that they tried trading this 3rd overall pick for Aaron Rodgers, but they also said that Green Bay would 100% not trade the star quarterback. However, after that, Schefter dropped that bomb where Aaron Rodgers reportedly is very intent on not returning to the Packers, which is great. I can't stand the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is.
What's going on here?
You could
What's this dude running on the stage for? You see that?
no, I didn't catch it, but I mean, it's Cleveland. Does that really surprise you? We're crazy. We'll do.
No. It was somebody that works for the NFL. He came running on the stage. I must have been giving Zach Wilson something.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you want to turn this up so we can?
Yeah, sure. We can hear what he has to say.
But this is exactly what I was hoping for. I'm so excited for the opportunity, and I know we're gonna have something special, and so I can't wait to get to work.
It's been so long since we saw a player here take that walk and then greet the commissioner. Can you describe what that's like for you?
You know what? The whole situation is still so surreal
I don't
for me.
like his face.
I'm soaking in every moment. I'm looking around, and this is a blast. This is a dream come true for me.
Zach, New York, it's a big stage. What is it about your personality, your mentality, that you know you're the right fit?
Yeah, I know these guys need a good quarterback, a good leader, and I think I got those qualities, and I can't wait to go in there. I love the coaching staff. I love everything they have to offer, and I can't wait to get to New York City.
Zach, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
There's the family backstage. Once again, it is a large
Jesus
family.
Christ, look at his brothers.
His grandparents have 36 grandchildren.
His family.
36 grandchildren his grandparents had.
God,
That's.
they all got those stupid TikTok haircuts.
I mean, that 36 grandchildren. I know, like, I feel like there's often people that get up there in numbers like that, but geez, hopefully, like, his grandparents had 6 kids and that's only like 3 or 4 kids between them.
I think his grandparents were feeling themselves.
36. I mean, if you have 6, that's 6 kids. That's each kid having 6 kids.
Yeah, that's pretty whack. All right, so I'm sorry to cut you off here, Brendan, but we're gonna get into the third pick in the first round of the 2021 draft. This is probably the most debated draft pick of this draft.
Well, because there's 3 guys, right?
They're looking at Trey Jones, Mac Jones, or Trey Lance.
Yeah.
My apologies. Trey Lance, Mac Jones, and then on top of that, they're also looking at
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Could very well
So-
go here. No matter what our reserves are on what Ohio State quarterbacks do in the NFL, Justin Fields is either I don't get how he has slid as how he has taken the slide he has taken, or how the rise has happened for Mac Jones or Trey Lance. I know a lot of people like Trey Lance and how he was very protective of the football, only throwing 1 interception last season at North Dakota State University. Obviously, the last.
How many games did you play last season, though?
To be honest, you stumped me there because I didn't pay much attention to North Dakota State.
So-
I caught his stats and I caught some highlights from him, but you caught me there on the North Dakota State schedule.
Okay, so Trey Lance in 2016 he played 14 games, 15 games, something like that. Last year he only played see that?
He played like 1 game.
He only played a couple of games. Let me hear. Give me 1 second. I should have had this up. That's
it's
on
1.
me.
He played 1 game in 2020. He was 15 for 30 for 149 yards, 2 touchdowns and interception.
Yeah, and then but in 2020, all right, so completions 192, attempts 287. He had a 66.6% completion rating. He threw for 2,786 yards, averaging 9.7 yards, 28 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and his longest pass was 88 yards, giving him a 180.6 percentage rating for that season.
I mean, can't argue with that, right? We sit here and we sell numbers don't lie shirts, and he's thrown 1 interception in 3 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he did that. He kind of I'm sorry, Mom. He kind of blew his load by going into the 2021 draft.
Potentially, but he could have went last year, it seems. But maybe people weren't just sour.
He's a sophomore this year. So
Okay, so he had to wait. He had to wait. Who knows? It looks like the 49ers pick is in, which means the Falcons are now on the clock. They made a pick. We weren't sure if they were going to trade that away, if it'd be Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson maybe, because we're still unsure if he wants in or out of Seattle. Seattle is intent on not trading him. Rodgers, I guess we'll find out if he's a Packer by the end of the night. That's a guy you don't necessarily just throw away. So you try to take every opportunity you can to mend that fence, undoubtedly. But is he coming? Is he coming? Is he coming?
Is he? I see somebody. Is that
Yeah,
him?
It looks like somebody's walking out, but who knows? Will it be Mac Jones? Oh yeah, yes, that's him. All right. Well, we're gonna kind of bow out so they can.
With the third pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Trey Lance.
Oh man, that's a. We were just talking about him. Very protective of the football, right? Now Mac Jones is still available. I mean, the thought was that it was going to be Mac Jones. That's what the talk was. But then Trey Lance, like I said, he had that little rise in the last week or two, where we thought that this could very well be who they go after, and this now opens a thing where Atlanta probably has the most valuable pick in the NFL draft right now, because we've seen 3 quarterbacks go off the board, and one of them's not named Justin Fields. So we could see a slide of quarterbacks, or we could see, who knows.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I want to apologize to Trey Lance. Sometimes being premature is not that bad.
No, right? Obviously
Yeah.
not. Top 3 pick in the draft. It worked for him. Ooh,
Yeah,
that,
I thought they were going Mac Jones too.
that's
That's what they've been talking about all week.
that's been the story since they traded for number 3. We thought it was Justin Fields when they first did it, me and you personally, but since then everyone else has been telling us Mac Jones. Apparently they were telling everyone Mac Jones so they can go ahead and pick Trey Lance.
Yeah, we were even talking about that earlier this week, right before we recorded the podcast on Tuesday. It was like, we think these other teams are trying to trick San Francisco into getting Mac Jones so they can get Trey Lance. But hey, look at that.
Trey Lance.
Look
going.
at that. Trey Lance is going to San Francisco. He's going to be a 49er. Have fun living up in San Francisco, I guess.
I think the big deal with this for me though is the fact that this kid could sit and nobody would think twice about it. This kid could sit a year a la Patrick Mahomes and they could see what they've got with Jimmy G and give him a season to do something. And all that'll do is if he gets hurt, it'll ruin his trade value. But if he comes back and has a decent season and is only ushering in the bridge gap here between himself and this kid Trey Lance, who knows? He could have a meteoric rise, or Bill Belichick's already on the phone trying to get him.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I think Jimmy G is on the first bus over to New England, over to Foxborough.
I mean,
But what do you do with Cam? And that's the whole thing that's going to come later.
they gave Cam a lot of money.
But what's going to happen? Do you get Justin Fields and keep Cam and have Cam teach him? Or do you get Jimmy G, somebody who knows the playbook and what to do? That's a tough one when it comes down to, the draft and everything. I think Belichick is obviously old school. He likes to keep everything that he does. Somebody knows the playbook. He's going to keep him. He traded him. They got some guys, and then now he's going to get his guy back.
I was gonna say if I have to pick, no knock on Cam's abilities and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? No knock on that because Cam is one of the most physical, all around talents we've ever seen in the NFL. But Jimmy G runs that offense. He knows what he's doing in that Bill Belichick system, and Bill Belichick really likes the guy that's going to stand in the pocket and deliver, and maybe not necessarily even go downfield. Like we talked about, you don't necessarily need to go downfield to win. You don't need the most physical quarterback to go down to win in the NFL. And Jimmy G definitely fits the Bill Belichick system very well, and it's his boy, and there's nothing about it. Nothing else to say about that.
And so, my apologies, that was a little too loud.
Yeah, that came through fire.
Sorry, my apologies, guys. And so about that, you know who the Jets just picked up? Brian Hoyer.
Oh yeah, they did.
So Brian Hoyer is going to teach Zach Wilson, and let me tell you what, I will be here for all of that. Don't get me wrong, I do not like the Jets because the Jets and the Browns have this rivalry that has been going on since the first ever Monday Night Football. But you see a young quarterback with that kind of talent, and you can have Brian Hoyer teach him how to run an offense, and he learned from Brady and from Belichick.
Hoyer is the consummate professional.
Yeah.
And it's without a doubt a good thing to have on the clock still. Seems like they're looking to maybe get rid of this. They're taking their sweet old time, already down to under 3 minutes. I had something in my head and I lost it. That's not very good. Oh, the Atlanta Falcons looking to trade Julio Jones reportedly earlier this week.
Yes,
just to open up some cap space on that team. Look, I'm not 100% sure. It looks like they made a pick because Cincinnati Bengals are now on the clock. So the Falcons did make a pick. We both expect this to
pick
be
is
Kyle
in.
Pitts, right?
Yeah,
That's
the
what we
pick
both
is in. It
we
just
both
said-
expect. So we both expect this to be Kyle Pitts. But who knows? Maybe they go Justin Fields and let him sit behind Matt Ryan for a year, or ship Matt Ryan out of Atlanta and see what they've got in Justin Fields, or maybe they even go Mac Jones. Maybe that's who they like here. I think the only thing that's a foregone conclusion is the Cincinnati Bengals aren't going to pick a quarterback with a 5 pick.
I mean, why would the Bengals pick
That's
a
what I'm saying.
quarterback?
We know a quarterback's not going with 5, but a quarterback could very well still go here at 4.
I'm so sorry. Why is the whole trend of everything it's spray paint? Like, does that almost seem racist to you? You're in Cleveland, and the design for everything is spray paint.
They're supposed to do like the way they explained it last night is it's supposed to be like retro album covers.
I know. I was joking,
but
Brendan. I was joking.
I know what you're saying. The spray paint thing doesn't really make sense. I think the album covers thing is pretty cool, right? We're in the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but it does look like it's just graffiti, bro. Like when he announces this, but when we turn this,
there we go.
Right now, it'll be the first time in the history of the National Football League draft that quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do the Falcons go that direction, or do they take an offensive playmaker? We're about to find out. The Falcon fan is getting out of the chair, and Roger Goodell is getting ready to read the pick. Here we go for Atlanta at number 4. Here's the commission.
With the 4th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft,
Kyle Pitts.
the Atlanta Falcons select Kyle Pitts, tight end, Florida.
That one is not a surprise. I think if you were to poll all the people who talk about the draft room, I think the one thing
like we said, this is one that me and him expected. Ethan kind of stepped away for just a second, so I'm going to talk about it. He will certainly be back. Go the bottom one right here, because it'll be the coffee pot. But Ethan will be right back. I would go around that way, but overall, Kyle Pitts is without a doubt everyone's saying the best overall playmaker in this draft. I tend to agree. He's big, he's tall, he's fast. He has some of the best hands in all of college football last year. Undoubtedly, we knew if the team wasn't going to pick a quarterback, Kyle Pitts was probably the answer, unless they needed offensive linemen. Here, with the Cincinnati Bengals now on the clock, just under 7 minutes to go, we expect them. I wrote on here, the only thing I have on here, weapons versus protection. It's all about Joe Burrow. And that's really what it is about, because like we said, we've seen so many quarterbacks lose the better part of their prime just because when they were younger, teams decided not to protect them with offensive linemen, and we saw injuries. Joe Burrow's ACL, Andrew Luck's shoulder. Sam Darnold arguably never gained his confidence because he never had an offensive line to give him the time to. He was always on the run. I don't know why I'm hiccuping. That was kind of weird. But
So what I have to say about Kyle Pitts is he is the DK Metcalf of the 2021 draft. Just a big body, can go out there, he can jump, he can get passes. That was my first thought. And when it came down to you watch ESPN every day, and they're talking about Mac Jones. Is it Mac Jones going to come here? Is Trey Lance going to come here? Is this, that, and the third? It was like, no, you still have Matty Ice for another 2 to 3 years. You need a big guy, especially with you trying to get rid of Julio Jones.
right, like you said, you guys still got a couple years with Matt Ryan. Sorry, I was texting my uncle back. And you got a couple years with Matt Ryan. Julio Jones, if he's out the door, he's out the door. I don't necessarily sit here and think that the Falcons are all of a sudden a Super Bowl contender here with Kyle Pitts, but now he's your tight end of the future. He could very well be an outside playmaker. I saw it up there. If you want to respond to that, we can. I just can't.
We can do it here in a second. Just finish what you're saying.
Even if you get rid of that outside playmaker in Julio Jones, Kyle Pitts is that big guy. and you can play him outside. He's not necessarily end of the line blocking tight end. He's going to split out wide. He's fast. He's going to win 50-50 balls in the air. Very, very good target for Matt Ryan. I really can't complain with the pick because, like I said, the draft really started at 4 after that run of quarterbacks happened at the top 3, and here we are. This could be anybody. If they go Jamar Chase, I'm not going to be that upset, but I'm not a Bengals fan. If I was a Bengals fan and this isn't P.N. Sewell or another offensive tackle, I'd be, like you said, absolutely livid because of what the quarterback of the future already lost his knee last year, and we saw what we've seen numerous times what knee injuries do to quarterbacks.
Yeah, if I was a Bengals fan and they draft Jamar Chase, yeah, I'd be livid too. They need defenders. You know, they
Yeah.
need offensive linemen. They need defenders. I guess not defenders, but they need offensive line. You know what I'm trying to say.
People that are going to
Defend
Joe
Joe
Burrow.
Burrow.
they need big, stout guys there in the middle because they were the worst offensive line in all of football last year, and it showed. They might have made a wild card push if they had an offensive line last year because that's how good Joe Burrow looked last year until he was hurt. Now, that might be crazy talk by me, but if they get an offensive lineman here, I think they're third in the division.
Yeah, and I get that they lost AJ Green over the offseason, but
What is
AJ Green was with Andy Dalton for how many years?
Yeah.
And he couldn't do anything. And you know what? They got rid of Andy Dalton. They sent him down to your Cowboys, and then they sent him up to Chicago. But if you don't have an offensive line, wide receivers are not going to get the ball. It's just a simple fact. It's a simple fact of life. It's like if you have a shitty pitcher, your defense is not going to do good because your pitcher is just going to get raked off of.
Well, yeah, and you're like I said, you're already expecting T. Higgins to be that guy for him, which he showed flashes of it last year. He's now your number one guy. Also, AJ Green, what have you done for me lately? He hasn't really been that productive playmaker in years. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
He wouldn't even come back to the team for 2 years.
right. Like now he's down in Arizona, and you can try to sell me all you want. DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green. Who else did they? They have Christian Kirk down there. That offense, and now they have J.J. Watt. While I do believe Arizona can be a playoff team, they don't really scare me that much either. But I livid if this isn't an offensive lineman. Not me personally, because I could care less what the Bengals do. But if it's not an offensive lineman, and I was a fan of the Cincinnati Bengals, absolutely 100% would be crying myself to sleep tonight if this is not an offensive lineman.
It would be like if in 17 the Browns didn't get Myles Garrett. If in 18 the Browns didn't get
Well,
Baker Mayfield. You know?
Well, I mean, in 17, the Browns still needed a quarterback. So I mean, there was always that thought that they might go quarterback over Myles Garrett, but in that year
Here's the
they
thing,
would have
though.
picked like Mitch Trubisky.
Here's the thing. What wins championships?
Defense wins championships, and I agree. The best position you can choose to pick is a pass rusher. It's one of the most valuable positions in all of football, and without a doubt, it's something you need. But you know, back in 17, the Browns still needed a quarterback because Baker didn't come till a year later.
Absolutely, but there was nobody for us at that
No,
time.
yeah, I mean,
All right.
who were they going to pick?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so the pick is in number 5 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's see what's going on for them.
Okay, so maybe they weren't last in the NFL, but they were 29th.
That's pretty much close to last.
Joe Burrow sacked 32 times. It was second highest among all quarterbacks. And tore his ACL. All about protecting him. Don't care who you think you are or what else you think is a priority. All right, Mel. I don't want to hear from you. Give me Roger.
Mo Kiper's had 43 years to talk, and now he just wants to keep talking. Like, all right, let's get to the point. Look at these
This man
Bungles fans.
This man is getting it.
They're sitting out there dancing. One guy has a Andy Dalton jersey on. They're having fun. This dude's got a giant ass hat. Looks like.
I like the mask.
All right, here we go. Here comes Commissioner Roger Goodell.
I feel like that's how I would dress too if I was invited onto the stage. If I was the Cowboys fan on the stage, I'd be a full Cowboys regalia.
With the fifth pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Jamar Chase.
They went wide receiver. Oh man, I mean,
Fire him. Fire that GM.
yeah.
Fire him.
How do you not protect Joe Burrow? I know it's his boy, and I know Burrow said that he'd be happy if he was on the Cincinnati Bengals. I know there's that rapport, but come on, man. I mean, Jamar Chase, like you said, Jamar Chase can't catch a football if your quarterback's sitting on his ass.
You know what? That's good for my boys, though.
Yeah, right.
You know what? Because we not only have Jadeveon Clowney, we also have Myles Garrett, and they're gonna eat Joe Burrow alive.
Miles Garrett, who would have arguably beat out Aaron Darnold. I did it.
See, I've done it too. I've done it too all the time.
Who arguably could have beat out Aaron Donald for Defensive Player of the Year last year had he have not gotten COVID. So just think about that next time. Think about you picking Jamar Chase next time your backfield is just hoarded with Cleveland Browns because you can't block them.
And here's the thing too. I'm not being a homer. You know what I'm gonna say. I'm not being a homer. I'm being truthful, and I'm being a football fan who has watched football.
No, you don't want me
Jamar Chase, he's about the same size as Isaiah McCoy. And they're going to take him, and then they're going to let Isaiah McCoy drop down to the 5th or 6th round.
Yeah, I mean, by all means, I'd prefer Isaiah myself, but just not to be a homer either.
They're both what, 6'1", about 200 pounds,
Yeah.
170 to 200 pounds.
Neither guy is huge when it comes down to it. Like you said, not to be a homer, TJ Watt's going to be in your backfield 24/7 too, and I hate the Steelers, so I won't even be a homer. I should have got an offensive lineman because that's what matters. Quarterback can't throw from his back because he's already down.
Absolutely, and he tore his ACL and his meniscus, and he's out. All right, so the Dolphins pick is in at number 6. We will get to that as soon as Roger Goodell and Jamar Chase are done on the stage. So that'll probably be.
I was going to say he probably
5
left.
minutes?
Well, he left the stage. Yeah, we probably got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. He just left the stage with Jamar Chase. So who knows? It could. This is where we start getting behind in terms of picks. Like the Dolphins picked quickly. Like they knew they wanted. This could very well be an offensive lineman right here, or this could be another receiver. Maybe not, but.
What they're looking at right here, what we have right here is they're going to take Jalen Weddle at wide receiver, 5'10", 182 pounds from Alabama. That's who the Dolphins are looking at. He's a junior. Once again, I hate to sound like a homer, but I would much rather have Isaiah McCoy just running those deep slants.
I mean, me and you both agree that Isaiah is a top 5 receiver in this draft. The small school thing kind of ruins it for him. You know what I'm saying? It is unfortunate that people don't give the small school kids that love because they deserve it. Because if he, like I said, he had a full season this year, it'd be a whole different story. We're talking a Corey Davis type rise. They just compared Jamar Chase to A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's the top receiver in Tennessee. I doubt Jamar Chase is going to be the top receiver in Cincinnati. I mean, I guess he's only going to compete with T. Higgins. They picked Burrow's boy, so I imagine Burrow's not that upset. Sure, It's just because it's his boy, but I'd prefer the protection.
Absolutely. Whatever. I mean, hey, not my team, so
Yeah,
that's why they're called the Bungles for a reason.
the Bungles. All right, we got the Dolphins. Their pick is in. They'll announce it whenever. Dolphins got this 6th pick after trading the number 3 overall pick to the San Francisco 49ers for pick 12, and then they turned around and traded pick 12 along with a second rounder to the Eagles for number 6 here. So this was originally the Eagles pick, but the Eagles moved back to 12.
I can understand the Dolphins getting a wide receiver here. They already have their quarterback. They already have linemen. They have everything set up. They
Yeah.
just need more targets and more weapons for Tua. That's
Yeah.
just what they need.
Yeah, wide receiver probably makes perfect sense here. It's way too early to go running back. They could use one of those, and maybe an edge rusher, but I'm not sure there's one in this draft that deserves to go this high. I'm sure there's some that are around there, but there's really not a premium edge rusher in this draft.
Yeah. You know what? If they're looking for protection, you should have the Dolphins or the Bengals call up to Mel Kiper Jr.'s hair guy. He's really protecting that stupid ass hair with all the dye they put in it.
That man acts like he's not 70.
He's been doing this for 43 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And then he's like, oh. It's like, I don't dye my hair. I don't do anything. It's like, yeah, BS.
Roger Goodell's shaking the lady's hand or the man's hand. I can't see that far. The camera's way out wide. We gotta, you know what we gotta look for, right? Trav is on the
With
scene.
the 6th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, Alabama.
All right, so one of those guys. He didn't play much last year because he was hurt, but the guy that everyone argued was the Alabama's best receiver, despite the fact that Devonta Smith won the Heisman, and Jalen Waddle ends up being the 2nd overall receiver picked at number 6 here to the Miami Dolphins. Like you said, they need weapons. This really wasn't a surprise that they weren't wide receiver here.
Yeah, and you know what? I was expecting the whole time. There's him actually hugging Devonta Smith.
Smith actually looks bigger than him.
Yeah, like I said, he's 5'10", and Devonta Smith he's 6'2".
Okay, so Smith is just skinnier.
Yeah.
In weight. All right, that makes sense then. I was like, man, Smith made him look kind of small, but 5'10". So what's he? He's gonna be a slot.
I mean, I guess he's about our height. Which I guess so. Everybody was expecting that. Pretty much everybody's expected who's gone where. Like in the mock drafts, what we've talked about, everybody seemed to go everywhere except for the number 2 or the number 3 overall pick with Mac Jones. They took Trey Lance, but
Yeah, this guy even had Jamar Chase going to the Bengals. So
they're making trades now.
Yeah,
I
this-
hate when they make trades.
it's really Carolina, but it's got them trading that pick. But right now we got the Lions, and they've already made their pick. So
But they have Panee Sewell, the offensive lineman, 6'6", 330 pounds, going to Detroit Rock City, which makes sense because Detroit just got their guy.
they just got Jared Goff, right? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
they
talking
just
about?
got their guy.
They just brought a young dude in who's on a
Boom.
pretty big contract. So I doubt they go a quarterback here. Other than that, you can kind of point everywhere for the Detroit Lions and say that they could put a premier guy there, a difference maker there, and you wouldn't be upset. They traded away their top cornerback last year in Darius Slay. Oh, look at T putting this on Facebook. Good stuff.
Hey, shouts out to you.
And you put this on a video? Nice. Shout out T for putting us up there. I see that we got quite a few viewers. Appreciate the amenities and everything you've got us for us here. We truly are appreciative, and we don't show it enough. We'll be showing Tua. Oh, to Jalen. Well, I mean, I guess you got to show two of the Jalen Waddle highlights because he didn't really play with Mac Jones that much.
Yeah, so like you were saying just a second ago before we got a little distracted, once again, we would like to thank everybody out there watching us, watching our live draft coverage for day one. Thank you. We appreciate it. But yes, so coming up with pick number 7, the Lions, they said their pick is in. So once ESPN and ABC and whatnot get over their whole entertainment business thing, we will get you that live.
See what the dude does. Their new head coach, the dude, Dan Campbell.
He's gonna chew off your kneecaps.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. I might not want to talk crap about him.
You better tape those up.
Yeah, I gotta stay away, cover my knees when I'm around him. I might wear knee pads and everything. Some leg warmers to cover the bottom of my legs.
It was a dream come true. I think all the hard work that came into making this moment special just came into remembrance. So just getting
You gotta think about that. Getting drafted. That'd be pretty crazy.
I mean, it's nuts, man.
Yeah.
I seen a stat today that said Alabama has more first round picks since Nick Saban's been the head coach than they've had losses.
Hey, where did Nick Saban play high school or college football at?
The Kent State University,
Where are we sitting at?
the Kent State Hotel.
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
Whoops.
Sorry.
Only a little bit of significance there. We're only a little bit of tying in, a little bit of irony.
Built Ford Tough. Is that what that guy's wearing right there?
Built Ford Tough.
He's got a motor.
Has he?
He's got a Detroit Lions motor foam hat on, and he's wearing a Built Ford Tough shirt. If that isn't Detroit, I don't know what is.
This is the most bland war room I've ever seen, though.
Yeah, and speaking of the War Room, we're actually coming to you live from the Any Given Podcast War Room here at the Kent State Hotel in beautiful downtown Kent, Ohio.
The Any Given Podcast War Room is brought to you by KentStagePosters.com.
What was that?
KentStagePosters.com.
Did you say KentStagePosters.com?
Oh, yes, I did.
And what can you get at KentStagePosters.com?
You can get any poster from any show you can think of. Almost any show you could think of that previously happened at the Kent Stage, as well as your Numbers Don't Lie t-shirt.
What is the B?
It is a 6.
Numbers don't lie with the P with the 6, and it's brown, orange, and white. Oh my gosh, I think I just got it.
Well, let's do a little computing. We cover Cleveland sports. The B is a 6. Numbers don't lie. You do the rest of the math. Give me what the equals is in the comments if you want. You know what it is. Tell us what it is if that fits your prerogative. Right now, exclusively on KentStagePosters.com, you can get that Numbers Don't Lie t-shirt and on our draft week for 25% off. All you have to do at checkout is use the promo code DRAFT and enjoy your discount.
And that's draft, and you get 25% off. 25% off, not 25%.
All right, the Lions pick is in, and here we are with the announcement.
7th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Panay Sewell, tackle.
All right, they go offensive tackle. Give Jared Goff some protection, who they just brought in to relieve Matthew Stafford. But
what is my guy's? He's sitting in one of those the leg chamber things.
yeah, he's got those leg wraps on. I wonder
I
what's
totally
going on there.
I totally botched his name, by the way, and I apologize for that. They didn't put like a pronunciation thing down here, so
Yeah,
that's on me. But I called it.
Yeah, you definitely called it. Right here is the Detroit Lions needed pretty much everything. A left tackle only solidifies an offensive line. Ask the Browns what a good left tackle does. Jedrick Wills came in and he played a hell of a rookie season, and the Browns were the better for it. And I know they added people like Jack Conklin and J.C. Tretter's in the middle still, and they added I can't think of his name. Wyatt Teller Wyatt Teller ended up being one of the best offensive linemen in all of football. You can never go wrong with an offensive lineman, especially one that's graded this high, and it's just an absolute killer on the football field. Dan Campbell wanted guys that were just going to sit there and maul people. This kid out of Oregon is going to sit there and do that. He might even bite a kneecap for him.
Not just bite it all the way off.
Yeah, he wants to bite it all the way off. He wants you to have two separate limbs on your legs, and if you try to get back up, he's going to do it again. Picked a big man who was sitting at home in some chilling in the leg wraps. I don't know if that's a bad sign or whatever. They are super happy. That man almost just gave that dude a heart attack. Ooh, he
Look at
almost
them.
punched
They're
him.
going crazy in that war room.
Going nuts picking that offensive lineman. James Sewell,
Oh, yeah.
great grandfather in the Army.
And his grandfather. They're both. One was a Marine, one was in the Army. His uncle was in the Navy. His other uncle was in the Army. I mean, hey, salute to service. And you know, I'm always the first one to salute to service.
You have the hoodie on, don't you? Right under that.
No, this is my Kent State hoodie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I always give, salute to service to anybody in the Army, the Navy, the military,
Oh yeah, with that.
anything like that. Because both my grandfathers were, my grandfather Dick was in World War II and the Korean War. My grandfather Franklin, who I get my middle name Franklin from,
Yeah.
was in the Korean War as well. It's just, salute to service to those guys because I've said it since I was probably in 6th grade. I'm too much of a pussy to join the military. So I will forever give my thanks to anybody, your sister,
Yeah, I was gonna get
Anybody
there
in the-
once you were done.
anybody
Rain-
in the military.
Rain,
I will
if you're
forever-
watching, shout out. I hope Guantanamo Bay is going well. I know you only been there a couple days, but and we talked a little bit earlier. But other than the stuff we talked about, I hope everything else is going great. And kudos to you and thank you for your service. And we love you. Without a doubt, this service is definitely big in both of our eyes.
Absolutely.
Actually, eventually, if it gets too hot, I'm gonna take this hat off and put on a Navy headband.
There you go.
And go
yeah.
with that. I brought it just in case. The Panthers looked like they might not get that pick in time, but they got it in with about 10 seconds left on the clock. So their pick is in. I don't think they're going to pick a quarterback because they just traded for Sam Darnold. They've got one of the best running backs in all of football in Christian McCaffrey, so this isn't a running back. They did lose Curtis Samuel. This could be a wide receiver if people think that there's going to be a run on those. But I highly doubt that's going to happen as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So the pick is in. My phone just died. It has been charging there the whole time.
I was going to say if you want to sit it over here.
Yeah, let me grab it real fast. But we have here on the mock draft that they're going to trade it to the Patriots for the 8th pick for Justin Fields, but it's not looking that way.
Well, no, they already took the pick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not looking that way.
It's not looking that way. I mean, the way it's shaking out right now, the Patriots might be able to stand pat. Denver just traded for Teddy Bridgewater, and I mean, they could take a quarterback. They're not married to Bridgewater. It even said that Bridgewater took a lot less money, restructured his contract to be able to get traded. So maybe I'm not sure they're looking at a quarterback, but they could be looking at weapons. I know they have Cortland Sutton and a couple other guys on the outside. They have Jerry Jeudy, who they picked last year. So maybe this isn't a receiver. Another offensive lineman. We start getting into that's when the first defensive. Those two are supposed to be the two top defensive players. The Denver Broncos could go outside, but I'm really intrigued at what this could be for the Carolina Panthers. And we'll
Looks
get
like
it soon, I'm
it's
sure. The Flats East Bank, the new home of 92.3 The Fan. ESPN Cleveland.
Wednesday night, May 12th on ESPN2. Don't miss a SportsCenter special, the 2021
I'll turn your phone on immediately.
top matchups, the
Maybe it's just my phone. It's not.
Maybe.
Oh,
What's it say it has on there? I mean, it says it only has 3%, but
is it charging though?
yeah. Let me hit cancel.
Oh. Carolina Panthers pick is in.
In the 2021 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select J.C. Horn, defensive back, South Carolina.
Okay. A guy I would have liked the Dallas Cowboys to have a chance at here, but arguably the top corner in the draft, the top cover guy, and the top zone guy in the draft. A big hitter, a guy that has all the physical talent in the world, J.C. Horn, going to the Carolina Panthers there. Like I said, the only thing they really need on offense is outside guys. So for them to go defense doesn't really surprise me here.
Yeah, and he was actually supposed to go right after Carolina and go to the Broncos.
Yeah, well, that's where this guy has them projected.
Yeah, we're looking at CBS NFL mock draft, so they had him going to the Broncos.
That's kind of the only unfortunate thing for me here with being a Cowboys fan is the two people before him could potentially go defense, and that's all I feel like the Cowboys should be picking is defense.
So, with what's going on here, who do you have the Broncos taking? Since they just got Teddy Bridgewater, like you were saying, do you think they're going to take a wide receiver? Could they even get Devonta Smith?
I don't necessarily know if they need a receiver because Devonta Smith would come in and he'd be their third guy. They have Jerry Jeudy, they have Cortland Sutton, and
Yeah.
then I mean if they bring in Devonta Smith, he's their third offensive guy or third receiver who could play on the outside. We could see them go offensive line here or edge rusher here, opposite of Von Miller. I think there's no argument that their defense is no longer the defense we saw a couple years ago. They could use corners, they could use safeties. A linebacker here, maybe not. Unfortunately, it could be Patrick Surtain, who's projected to go to the Cowboys there on your mock draft, but honestly, could be anywhere, could be anybody. It's all, yeah.
Like you were saying, yeah. Like you were saying, like an edge rusher, somebody like that. I just see them. I could see them taking Devonta Smith because who's the starting quarterback in Philadelphia?
Jalen Hurts should be right, unless they pick a quarterback.
Yes, Jalen Hurts. So does he need a big weapon like, let's say, a 6'1", 175-pound Heisman Trophy winner?
I mean, potentially, but
Or could the Broncos use that if they are 3 picks ahead of them? Could they use him to put with Teddy Bridgewater?
they could, and I think Bridgewater needs all those things. Do you pick a receiver this high when you know he's gonna come in and he probably isn't gonna be your top guy because you already like the two guys you have on the roster in Jeudy and Sutton.
Yeah, that is a good question. And you know what? It all comes down to the GMs
Right?
who are sitting there in the war room that are trying to figure it out.
They're all questions for us.
Yeah.
Like we know nothing. We can give educated guesses. We can talk about what they need. We could say all of that, but we really know nothing in terms of what exactly is going to happen. Just like Trey Lance going number 3, or the Bengals picking a wide receiver, or
Or Carolina at number
yeah.
8 taking J.C. Horn when on this mock draft it says J.C. Horn pick number 9 going to Denver.
Just Carolina. I mean, we didn't even know Carolina was going to get rid of Bridgewater. I mean, we had an inkling of it when they traded for Sam Darnold, but other than that, we weren't 100% sure that he wouldn't be there.
Yeah, they
taking their sweet old time, aren't they?
They flirted with the idea of it, but somebody just 17 minutes ago, Tom Simpson, how you doing, T? Posted the live NFL coverage, and somebody put a surprised emoji on it.
Oh man, who put a surprise emoji on it?
I don't know, but somebody was surprised that a sports podcast was covering the NFL draft live.
Right?
Yeah.
You said, what's surprising there? That we're doing something. That's the only thing that's surprising is we're doing it. It's not that surprising. The only thing that's surprising is you saw it.
Another thing that's surprising is you see right there, Terry's rocking his Numbers Don't Lie shirt at work. Shouts out, Terry.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, buddy.
You the man, TA. T nice, whatever you want me to call you.
Yeah, so we're cutting it close. We're getting down to under a minute for the Broncos to make a pick.
Yeah, that's what the Panthers did too.
And they're cutting in right now to Kennesaw, Georgia, looking at Justin Fields. I don't see Justin Fields going there if they already got Teddy Bridgewater. What would be the point of that?
Not a single thing.
You
Bridgewater's not coming in to be the backup.
You could get Teddy Bridgewater to help and train him, be his mentor. But other than that, and the pick is in, but Teddy Bridgewater is he's a great quarterback. I know he had that injury when he was in Minnesota. Obviously, that happens.
Great is a strong word, man. I think he's a good enough quarterback.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I can agree with you that. Good enough. He can get shit done and win games.
He's good enough to be your starter. I don't think you bring him in to be the RG3 to Lamar Jackson. You don't bring Teddy Bridgewater in to sit as the backup while Justin Fields takes all the shine. The thing is now you start boiling it down. Where does Justin Fields go? We got Denver here. If they don't pick him, Dallas isn't going to pick him. They just signed Dak Prescott.
He's got a. Sorry, go on.
New York's not going to pick him. They got Daniel Jones. At 12, you've got the Philadelphia Eagles. They shouldn't pick him unless they don't really believe in Jalen Hurts. But, I mean, there was that story that they were very interested in Mac Jones. But who knows? But what were you going to say?
I was going to say, so I could see him going to the Patriots and learning behind Cam Newton because both the same kind of mobile quarterback and they can both play. They kind of have the same style. They have, gunslinger. But let's turn it to the draft and see who they're picking.
That is the ugliest hat I've ever seen in my life.
With the 9th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Pat Surtain, Jr., defensive back, Alabama.
All right.
I mean, I said that could be potentially who they go with. So
they just stole that right under your nose, my
they
man.
did, right? For months now, it was supposed to be the Cowboys were the first people that started looking at defensive players, and Patrick Surtain Jr., or they called him Pat Surtain, so maybe that's what he wants to be called, is Pat. It was supposed to be in every mock draft I've seen for the past month, 2 months. It's this kid was supposed to be a Dallas Cowboy, but now this really throws me off as to what on earth the Dallas Cowboys are going to do with 7.5 minutes left to go on their clock.
Yeah, I think that was just one of those ones where it just got stolen. Like I said, it got stolen under their nose because a lot of the mock drafts I saw, He's supposed to go at 10. He's supposed to go to the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't seen a mock draft that didn't have him going at 10. Like, man, he looks good.
What do you? All right. So with that being said, who do you have?
I'm gonna guess they go Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle.
Okay, so offensive lineman. Yeah.
The Cowboys, since they had the best offensive line in all of football last year, Tyron Smith has really played like 3 games. Travis Frederick retired. Zach Martin has still been an All-Pro. Lyle Collins hasn't been able to get on the field at right tackle. So offensive lineman, maybe even just for depth, but definitely a guy who might come in and replace Tyron Smith, who is no longer the best tackle in all of football.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that. And like we were just saying, Patrick Surtain.
They call him Surtain.
Surtain
Yeah.
just came out after being drafted 9th overall, and he dapped up and hugged his former teammate, Devonta Smith, who is still projected to go at number 12. But we might have to find a new mock draft here because pick 14 is Trey Lance going to the football team.
Oh yeah, because they probably had Mac Jones going 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that-
it might be vice versa.
I mean, we're just kind of looking at this to kind of get an idea of who other people think. So it's not the
Yeah.
end of the world to switch. But
Let's see who your boys take at 10.
honestly, there's still a little over 5 minutes left of them being on the clock. It wouldn't surprise me if this was a trade back. It wouldn't surprise me if this was a defensive player. The only thing that might surprise me is an edge rusher. I definitely would be very surprised if it's anybody on offense that's not a lineman. Or I doubt they're going to pick a quarter. They're not going to pick a quarterback this high.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know. This is one of the first years in the NFL that when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, there's not, other than me being able to be like, throw a dartboard at every position on defense, and that's where you should go. Undoubtedly, I watched the worst defense in all of football last year for this Dallas Cowboys squad, and that's bad considering what you know the Browns put on the field last year on defense.
Yeah.
The Cowboys were worse. They couldn't stop anybody. The Bengals walked up and down the field on them. As you know, the Browns put up almost 60 points on them. Just all sorts of bad defense. What's Surtain got to say?
I'm just trying to blend into the curtain back here.
Yeah, I see you disappear every once in a while.
I know it throws me off guard when I'm sitting here covering and I look down. I'm like, oh shit, I'm almost halfway off the screen. I'm like, oh no, I'm wearing.
The Cowboys just
Dark.
traded the pick to the Eagles.
So are they going? Do you think they're going to trade up here and get Devonta Smith?
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense to jump over the New York Giants. I just want to know what they gave up because I don't see the Cowboys there at 12. Did they not get a first-round pick back?
I'm not too sure. It would be probably online.
Look through here and see if
It'd be
there's
probably online. That's like an older one.
Dallas likely to trade out of number 10. Yeah, no kidding, but you could have just went back to 12 and not gotten just crap back. There's no one even in the draft room. What is going on? They're showing us the
There's
war.
like an attractive older woman in the draft room. That's cool. But
That's it.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
about
was
it.
Like no Jerry Jones or anything in the draft room. What did they get? I'm so intrigued as to what they're getting back.
I'm not getting anything.
And why the Eagles, man? Like, you traded with the Eagles for them to jump the Giants, and it looks like the Eagles kept their pick.
Yeah, that's who they have to go for, right? Devonta Smith.
I'm not sure who else they would.
Devonta, is it Devonta or Devontae?
They call him Devontae, but I've heard a lot of people say Devonta too. So I have
All right.
it's
So I'm not totally
it's-
in the wrong.
it's
if
the Tyrod to Rod thing.
yeah.
It's definitely not the Naquin knock-in thing.
What is that? Too,
Oh
by the
my
way?
gosh.
We're gonna get into a little bit of baseball here
I'm
while we
sure-
have 100 and Jeez, not 100, a minute and 50 seconds left.
I thought you were going
What-
to say 120 seconds. 'Cause that'd be 2
yeah.
minutes.
Well,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
where I thought you
that
were
actually that actually would work. I
I thought that's where you were going with it.
should have just whispered in my ear. But yeah, the Naquin and the Naquin thing. Did they just start that when he went down to Cincinnati?
He said that he told Joey Votto that's really how it's supposed to be said. Joey Votto was the one he's perfectly willing to kind of just let it be, but Joey Votto was the one that kind of put it out there. And then when they asked him about it, he was like, "Yeah, it's really knocking." But back when I was in little leagues, everyone kept calling me Naquin. So my parents and I decided that we should just leave it at that, especially if we were going to go for a career in this. And it'd be a lot easier for people to call me out if I was Naquin instead of Knockin. First of all, you tell somebody the pronunciation of your name, they'll figure it out. Especially if you're as good as he was enough to make it into the NFL.
Hey, my name's Etan. Call me Etan from now on.
Yeah. Etan. Etan.
He's salty. He's shaking his head right there. Micah Parsons. He's
Well-
shaking his head like this is some BS.
He's supposed to be a top guy as well. The thing is the Cowboys don't really need linebackers.
Yeah.
They just don't. It's without a doubt one of the positions that they have. And I know there's the Jalen Smith argument that he's really not as good as everyone says he is. Oh, so they did get the 12th overall pick. It just wasn't showing.
Yeah,
They moved-
I was like refreshing everything and whatnot. All right, so at 15 seconds left, the Eagles pick is in. You want to turn this up?
Yeah, we can.
Whipping around.
Yeah, we can whip it around.
All right, so we have the Eagles pick at number 10 for you right now.
Very much so are a team that is very draft centric in terms of moving, and they like to, and in that vein, they like to move up and down the draft boards. They like to try and find value. They like to create value for themselves in future years by obtaining more picks, which is what the original emphasis was to move down. Now they see a player maybe that they want. They want to take them away from the big rival. So let's move back up. We have some ammo to do it now. Let's move back up, get a guy if we really like it. Help out a quarterback, help us score points, help us get back in contention in the NFC overall as far as getting back to the Super Bowl.
And when you have situations like this, guys, you get a Rashawn Slater slipping down just a bit. And that is a word you could use because he was right there with Penn Stool. So they can't all go in the top 10. Some really good players that were projected to go high, guys, always dropped into the middle of the first. That's happening again this year. Well, I think the expectation, and certainly at least according to many of the mock drafts, was that we'd wait a little longer for the corners. The two corners that we've seen go off the board.
All right,
so
here
far,
comes Goodell.
the J.C. Horn and Patrick Surtain, both outstanding players. But that, I think, is what it is. And Dallas was certainly the hot spot. Patrick Surtain, but he's gone now. Dallas trades out. All right, so again, the Eagles were at 6 and at 12. Now they're at 10 and a trade with their arch rival Dallas Cowboys. The Eagle fan is getting out of the honorary chair. Roger Goodell is getting set to announce the pick. The Giants are waiting next. The Cowboys are down at 12, so it is a run through the NFC East, and we're about to find out who it is the Eagles wanted to move up and get tonight. Here comes Roger Goodell with the 10th pick.
The Dallas Cowboys have traded the 10th pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. With the 10th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Devonta Smith, wide receiver, Alabama.
There it is. Ethan called it. Heisman winner Devonta Smith going to the Philadelphia Eagles. Good luck covering him, Dallas, now that you traded the Eagles the pick. But I guess you only moved 2 back, and you're going to get the guy you wanted anyways.
Bang, bang, bird gang. And
I
the way
just-
that Roan says on a bar stool.
I just wish like they would have got more. I know they only moved 2 picks back, but to only get a 3rd-round pick to do that, do so.
And then, I understand totally. They could have gotten so much more. They could have gotten late round draft picks. They could have done all that. But look at Devonta Smith. He is way smaller than Isaiah McCoy. When you say?
Yeah, he is.
And, I hate to be the homer and keep bringing up Isaiah McCoy and whatnot, but he is a lot slimmer than Isaiah McCoy.
Well, I mean that's been the knock on him, right? That's the reason he didn't go 4 overall and he went 10 overall instead of 4 overall. If he was a bigger guy, he would have got picked over Kyle Pitts. Undoubtedly. The problem is he is so small. I know there's a lot of people that have come to his defense. As long as you can get open and make the plays, it don't matter your size at wide receiver, but it truly does. That is a small man going to be running across the middle. Also, I don't know if Calvin Ridley is necessarily the guy you want to be compared to.
Yeah, it's kind of a little strange.
He's not terrible, but he's not. You're picking a wide receiver at 10. You want him to be better than Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, they look pretty happy there in the war room. They're all shaking hands and hugging and dapping up.
Well, I'm sure they're very excited to get Devonta Smith. He had one of the best years in all of college football we've ever seen last year. A wide receiver won the Heisman Trophy. It hasn't been done in forever. Undoubtedly. I just don't want to have the Cowboys have to cover him. They already have a terrible defense. Now it becomes a little harder to win the NFC East.
Oh, shoot. No, I understand that.
The Bears just traded up with the Giants.
And
This
I
is
just
the-
saw online that Big Cat said Justin Fields time.
This is probably Fields. Watch it be Mac Jones. Do they go up and get Mitch Trubisky 2.0? That was mean. I think Mac Jones can be better than that.
Here's the thing. So, listening to the Mike Trevisano show all the time,
Yeah.
like going up to work and stuff, I've always listened to Mike Trevisano ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
But listening to him, there would be people that would call in and be like, hey, we don't think that Baker Mayfield should be our quarterback. We always wanted Mitchell Trubisky because he's a mentor kid. And everybody would just be like, they would laugh at the people that called in and made those comments because it's like, dude, Mitch Trubisky fucking sucks, man.
Mitch
He played at
Trubisky.
Duke.
He don't even Mitch Trubisky don't
Or
even
no, he played at, was it Duke or?
No, North Carolina.
North Carolina. He played at North Carolina.
He's from
He was a
Mentor.
Tar Heel.
He's from Ohio. That's
I know.
why people give that connection. Mitch Trubisky don't even think he should be an NFL quarterback. That's why he took less money to be Josh Allen's backup.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. If it's taking you 3 seasons to still hate Baker Mayfield, like, you got to reevaluate your life, man.
Yeah, because numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. They're out of there. Is that Justin Fields' place?
Oh, is that what it was?
I think that's
Yeah,
they're out of there. Oh, they're coming back. He must have got a message from his agent like, "Hey, you're back on TV."
All right, like, hey, they're showing you on TV right now. It's almost it was
the pick is in.
it was almost as empty as the Cowboys war room.
Yeah, pretty much. No, it was more empty because at least that one older lady was sitting in there.
I got this lamp that covers the bottom right of the TV, so I didn't even see the old lady.
All right, after we got to see where Justin Fields goes, and then we can move that lamp.
I'm not even that worried about it. I can see what I need to see, my man. I can see the pick. I can see these guys talking. I see everything I need to see. The Bears pick is in. This is quarterback, right?
It's got to be Justin Fields, but they also got. The thing is, they also got Andy Dalton. So
But do you want to go into a season where that is 100% your starter? No.
do you want me to start saying this? I mean, I can. I can start spewing some things. You know who I'm gonna say, so let's just not even do it.
Yeah, I get it. It's just you don't want that.
No. I would never want him to play in Chicago.
I know. It's just not. You don't want. You don't want. This is quarterback. It's got to be.
It's got to be Justin Fields, and he's gonna be so pissed.
I wouldn't be mad if it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Mac Jones because he's still available. But,
Oh yeah. Like we were just talking about. Yes, Mac Jones as well.
but I do believe it's one of the two. And whoever goes here, the one that doesn't go here probably goes 15 to the.
You got to think about the sneaky quarterback that's going to come in, and that's going to be the quarterback from Texas.
Why is there two people walking up to the stage right now?
Presentation, and then he will announce the Bears pick as they have traded up with the Giants to number 11. Here's Roger.
Through this year's draft-a-thon, the NFL is supporting our nation's path to recovery from COVID-19 by focusing on the critical issues of mental health, food insecurity, health disparities, and the digital divide. Throughout the pandemic, health disparities widened in communities of color, indigenous communities.
All right, let's get to the pick. Come on there, Roger.
We're joining forces with the CDC Foundation as part of a draft-a-thon to meet the basic needs like nutrition, safety, and health. Carlos Nelson, who's behind me, has been doing just that, leading the Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation in Chicago. His dream of creating a federally qualified health center to provide medical care in his neighborhood is becoming a reality with support from the Chicago Bears, and it will open in 2022. Congratulations, Carlos, and please take it away with the Bears selection.
It's Justin Fields. Well, how exciting is this? With the 11th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, my Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
My Chicago Bears get Justin Fields, and he doesn't look happy at all.
Looks ecstatic, man. He looks oh yeah.
Oh, he is so pissed that he is gonna. French Bulldog just hopped on the couch. He does not want to be in
They
Chicago.
have a French Bulldog, Dollar Store Kanye West over here in the bottom left corner, or the bottom right corner.
Yeah, it's. I see exactly what you're talking about. What's he gonna do? Put on the hat? He already knew. That's why he was so pissed. Yeah, I'd be pissed too if I had to go to Chicago. Hell, I'd be pissed if I had to go to the Cleveland Browns before 2018. I'd be pissed as well. That's my team. That's my my Cleveland Browns, but I would still be pissed as well.
My Cleveland Browns. That's how we gotta. That's breaking both rules in terms of Daryl's set of broadcasting rules. My Cleveland Browns.
My Chicago Bears. Like, what are you talking about, man?
That's why you don't have a random person announce a first round pick.
No, that's why they always do, like, ex-NFL players or celebrities from that town. They come in, they do that. It's, hey, whatever. But it's my Cleveland Browns are coming up at number 26. So, and you're my Dallas Cowboys are coming up here next. We got about 4 minutes and 45 seconds. So who do you think they're taking here?
I mean, I'm still going to stick with my point, right? I said they'd go offensive line or defense, but honestly, I have no clue. A corner, but there's not another corner that should be drafted this high. Are they going to reach on a linebacker? They could potentially draft an edge guy. Alden Smith is no longer with the team. They don't really have a guy opposite of. Well, they have Randy Gregory, but he can't. He's here, neither here or there. He's sometimes on the field, sometimes he's not.
Gotcha.
They got DeMarcus Lawrence, so they can go edge, but they really do need defensive backs. He just does not look like somebody that was just drafted in the NFL. Chicago. Good luck with the Bears. I know they got a good defense. My Chicago Bears.
My Chicago Bears. Yeah. No, I'd be pissed too. But you know what? Here's the thing that Justin Fields could do. He could be pissed about being drafted by the Chicago Bears, or he could pull a Baker Mayfield and say, if somebody needs to turn around this franchise, that's going to be me. I'll be the one to turn around this franchise, not just like
I mean, you could
leaving the whole goddamn room when you have so many cameras on you.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
And then just walking back and like sitting there and you get drafted and you just don't even smile.
Showing the Cowboys made a pick, showing no emotion whatsoever.
Yeah.
Not a single emotion whatsoever. This is I have no clue. I just hope it's a defensive player and they're like, oh well, let's pick a wide receiver or something because there's not really one that I like.
No, Kuiper, zip it, pal. He's probably poisoning his brain with how much hair dye he puts in his hair.
That stuff is shining like he just put the Just for Men in at 7 p.m. tonight.
My Chicago Bears. That is gonna be a meme from now on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll definitely hit it. It'll break the internet.
Yeah. All right. So here comes.
Big Cat being a little suspect.
Yeah, I know, but this is the only point that should be made.
Yeah.
All right. Goodell's gonna come out here in a second. Maybe not right now. He'll come out in a second.
Yeah, we'll get him when we get him. I guess that's like I said. That's how this first round goes. We get a pick every 10 minutes, if that. Why is Clowney trending?
Let's see.
Oh, because
because
they didn't pick a line because the Bengals didn't pick a lineman.
Yeah.
Like we said, gotta be ready to eat. Oh, it's gonna. They might sack Joe Burrow 8 times this year between the 2 games.
All right, here comes Roger Goodell up to the
Look at this
podium.
old lady stunting with her Hollywood Hogan get up. Oh yeah. Look at the tab. Look at the jacket.
I'm saying.
My man's got some swag.
Through Draft-a-thon, we're partnering with Mental Health America to support resources for those that need it. Kanikia Bedrain, an Army veteran from Dallas, struggled with anxiety and depression after returning from Iraq. She turned her struggle into triumph and is now a licensed social worker who provides mental health counseling. Kanikia, we thank you for your service and all you do to continue to help others during this challenging time. Please do us the honor of making the Cowboys pick.
Oh my God! How about them Cowboys? Woo!
It's a good way to start it out. Oh, yeah, hey, it's Cleveland, baby.
Well, the Cowboys just picked undoubtedly the best linebacker in the draft. They got another linebacker there. Sean Lee just retiring the other day, but he wasn't like their number one guy. They signed Jalen Smith to the big contract last year. Leighton Vander Esch has a couple injuries, so he'll fit in. He'll play very well. But, I mean, he's everyone's top-rated linebacker in this year's draft, and the Cowboys just picked him.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great pickup. as you saw earlier, Brendan, he was kind of sitting there looking a little bored, waiting to get drafted. Obviously, you could tell that he expected to be drafted a little earlier than he did, but he went 12th overall.
Yeah.
You can't complain about that. And speaking of 12th overall, the lady that just spoke and announced the draft pick, she was in the Army, she was in the military, and she came back from live action and went out to help other veterans and people that haven't served but still deal with anxiety and depression, like we have both talked about our different struggles with things like that. So salute to her service, like we talked about before the show. Salute to the military, and and salute to the people that help any given person. See how I did that?
Yeah, I mean,
Any
to be
given
back-
person on the street or whatnot that need help with that, because we all deal with those issues and they're very real. But Micah Parsons getting drafted, awesome. Yes, he is fantastic. I'm a little happy that the Kent State Golden Flashes didn't have to deal with him. But did you want to say anything about the lady that...
Just like you said, incredible that while she's dealing with it herself, she's going out and she's helping other veterans who are dealing with it as well. So big for that. So and like you said, thank you for her service. But just in terms of I'm surprised with the way they're doing picks like this, where they're having people announce them in the first round. So that's a little different. But in terms of the way she nailed it, who come out there? How about them Cowboys? Get the local crowd booing her, but also get the Cowboys fans riled up. As far as the pick goes,
That was a fantastic pick.
defense is
Yeah.
what they need, and I couldn't argue with, as long as it was on that side of the ball, I wouldn't sit here and argue with it for the Dallas Cowboys. We're nearing the halfway point of the draft. I think we could say that this is not a quarterback, because they had last year's best rookie quarterback in Justin Herbert. This could be an offensive lineman to protect him. We've only seen one go so far in this draft. I think after this, now that Devonta Smith's gone, that top tier receivers is over with. So this could be defense. We're starting to get into anything goes type of territory now. LA, Minnesota is really almost, we're starting to get into the best player available type of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, obviously this. You've been a Cowboys fan your whole life. Cowboys are obviously a defensive focused team. They get Dak Prescott, they get Ezekiel Elliott and guys like that. They get the wide receivers and whatnot. But the Cowboys, for the most part, seem to be like their head is always in defense.
And it should be.
And like I said, defense wins championships.
And it should be. And I mean, last year they got away from that, and it proved to be a mess. Dak, before he got hurt, was on pace to be the MVP of the league. So now you've got that ready-made offense come in, solidify that defense, and let's go have a Browns-Cowboys Super Bowl next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're just showing right now on ESPN, they were just showing Mac Jones like a promo thing for him before the Chargers. And like you literally just said 2 minutes ago, they got Justin Herbert.
Yeah, the Chargers aren't picking a quarterback.
Yeah.
This is probably defense. The other linebacker that's available, I really hope he's the one that slides to the Browns, because he could play like that hybrid. He could play he's fast enough to chase down Lamar Jackson. That's who I want the Browns to pick later in this draft. A guy who can just be the Lamar Jackson stopper.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, I would take that.
That's because that's the only team I'm worried about in the AFC North. But they got worse, trading away Orlando Brown.
All right, so the Chargers pick is in at number 13. It'll be a few minutes before we can.
They'll probably come when they come back from commercial. That's probably when they'll.
Yeah, before we can, jump in head first. But but for right now, the Chargers are on the clock. So right now they have for best available is Rashawn Slater. Best fit is Caleb Farley. Caleb Farley cannot be at the draft right now because he did test positive for COVID-19.
Caleb Farley is also very intriguing. Well, because of that, but he also didn't play this year because he opted out for COVID, and he didn't play the year before because he had a back injury that kept him from playing. So Kayla Farley, you haven't seen in a while, but he is one of those guys whose talent is putting them above the rest. You know what I'm saying? He should be the next corner to come off the board and could very well be going here at number 13, despite the fact that he hasn't seen a football field in 2 years, which is impressive to me. I can only imagine if he'd seen a football field the last 2 years and played as well as people thought he would, where he would be. It might be a top 10 corner. He's a guy that everyone thought the Browns might be looking at 26, but it wouldn't surprise me at 13 either with some of these people. Without a doubt, we're going to start seeing offensive linemen come off the board. We're going to start seeing a lot of corners come off the board, some linebackers, some edge rushers. We still don't have an edge rusher. We don't. It's crazy, right? Like, we still do not have an edge rusher come off the board, and it's one of the most premier positions in all of football.
Yeah, but do we really need one if we already have Clowney?
Well, the Browns don't. I'm just saying, like, the NFL draft, there hasn't been an edge rusher pick yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
There hasn't been an edge rusher picked in the NFL draft yet, and that's just nuts to me, considering you have quarterback, edge rusher, left tackle, top three. And we've seen left tackles go. We've seen cornerbacks go. Mel's best available has Mac Jones as the third, two offensive linemen, a third best available, and then Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss being the fourth best available at linebacker. But your first edge rusher, Jalen Phillips out of the U, is the best edge rusher they're saying available, and he's only the top 5 best player available. I hate that they do this. Like, if he's the one that's getting picked,
Is that his girlfriend?
the chick next to him probably.
She looks like she's just straight yelling in his ear.
I mean, Elijah Vera Tucker. So I think ESPN's coverage believes that the Chargers are going offensive line here. Speaking of the Chargers, their new uniforms are fire.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime they go back to that powder blue is the way to go for them. So if only the Rams would get their head out of their you-know-whats and go back to their old flashy blue and yellow.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty good.
All right. It seems like, all right, Mel Kiper, quit talking and just announce the pick.
This is a terrible panel of people.
What happened to the,
Where'd Riddick go?
yeah. What happened there?
Well, they don't look that excited.
Here we go.
All right.
With the 13th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Rashawn Slater Jr., tackle, Northwestern.
There he is. A moment of purple pride, if we can, for the first Northwestern player.
You know what? That makes sense. Like we were just saying, they need that offensive tackle.
You've got best rookie quarterback from last year in Justin Herbert. They choose to protect him.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what you need. That's what you need when you get a nice young quarterback. You're going to need somebody to protect them. That's what they did. The Browns did last year with their first overall pick,
That's
or not overall, but their first
pick
round
in the draft.
pick.
Yeah, Jedrick Wills, and Jed, like he's been the consummate professional. One of the best rookie offensive linemen from the last year. Minnesota here. I mean, they know they got Justin Jefferson, so wide receiver might not be the option. This could be offensive line, but expect this probably to be defense here for the Minnesota Vikings. So, man, this guy looks like he's pretty good.
Yes, my apologies. So for the Vikings,
Just, I think it makes sense for the Vikings to be defense. They let Harrison Smith walk, so they might be trying to find somebody to anchor down the middle of that defense. I know they still have. Do they still have Xavier Rhodes, or did I miss him leaving too?
you know what? It's been that's the one thing about the NFL is the off season is it's 82 days, and it doesn't really seem like that long. But when you think about it, 82 days and everybody's making trades and releasing people and whatnot.
Oh, this is definitely going to be a defensive back because Xavier Rhodes now plays for the Colts. So they don't. I'm not sure who they have on the outside. So,
Oh, jeez. All right. Hey, you want to give Ian a shout out real fast? Hey, what's up, Ian?
what's going on, Ian? Shout out to you for watching it. We appreciate it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let us get some engagement. Share it with all your peeps.
Hey, and quit telling me to stop texting and focus on the stream.
Man,
I'm
we got
doing
4
both.
hours. We could do both. That's the point of it. We're not doing a show. We're not here. It's a reaction show, man. It's just them live with us. We're just chilling. What if the Vikings miss their pick again?
Yeah, wait.
What
What if that
0-3?
does happen? Yeah.
We're down to 2 minutes, and I know people have been picking after 2 minutes lately, but the Vikings go here, and then Mac Jones goes number 15 to the Patriots. No, probably not, man. The Patriots aren't going to move on.
Oh, they're trading their pick. The Minnesota Vikings
The
have
Jets.
traded their pick to the Jets
Uh-oh. Who
with
did
a
the-
minute and 49 seconds left.
Who did the Jets come up to get offensive line? That guard, that Elijah Vera Tucker they were just showing us? Or please tell me they didn't come up for that linebacker. That's who I want the Browns to pick. I think
That's who
this
they.
kid-
Here, let's.
Refresh
Bring
it
that
because
back,
it'll show the Jets. No, it didn't yet. No, it's okay, so it hasn't loaded yet. It's funny it says a minute 17, which is less than that, but it hasn't shown that the Jets are on the clock yet. That's funny.
Yeah, I know. They're definitely going to have to go for an offensive lineman.
That's what I would
If
go
they
with.
went up for Wilson, they're going to definitely have to get an offensive lineman.
Yeah, they got Wilson. Unless they're getting him a weapon, but they did, like I said, they brought in Corey Davis. They already had Jamison Crowder. They've got a decent defense, so offensive line seems like the way to go here for them. Elijah Vera Tucker out of SC, possibly.
Yeah, this one, it's already at 45 seconds on the clock. It's just still the same people, so.
Yeah, it is. They have Owusu Koromoa as the best available, but he's a linebacker, so that doesn't really mean.
Okay, never mind. I was going to say needs a quarterback. I was like, they just
I was
got
gonna say,
one.
I
But
think
then I was
that's
like, oh
little-
no.
I
They
think
need
it's-
a running back, cornerback, offensive guard, and defensive end.
No way they
Pick
traded.
is in.
No way they traded up to 14 for a running back. No way they go Najee Harris here.
All right, let's see what this pick is.
This is a guard.
To Lowe's home team headquarters for a special announcement from Lowe's home team general manager, the legendary Drew Brees. With our first pick in the draft, the Lowe's home team selects Justin Fields.
All right, sorry about that. We kind of jumped
Right?
the
They
gun
kind of
there.
like played us. We wasn't Goodell walking up to the podium, and then like all of a sudden we're gonna go to Drew Brees and Justin Fields doing a commercial together with the first overall pick.
Yeah.
The Lowe's home team selects Justin
Which-
Fields,
which
and
is
then he
very
goes-
strange.
He goes number 10. Or what do you go? 10, 12, 11, something like that.
He went to the Bears.
At
yeah, I think
9.
it was. No, I think it was.
No, it was 10 was
you know what?
Eagles.
We got it. Hold on.
Bears went to 11, right? They jumped the Cowboys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bears
Something like
went
that.
at
Yeah,
11,
10.
They jumped the Cowboys
Or 11. Yeah.
because the Eagles
Whatever.
traded up to 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, he went 11 instead of 1. But I mean, endorsements happen.
So, all right. Well, let's
wonder
get
if-
this going.
I wonder
Come
if
on.
Justin Fields smiled yet.
Oh, he's so pissed that he went to the Bears. He's so mad.
You hate to see it. PFT messing with Big Cat.
What is this? Why is Bernie trending? Not that Bernie. Bernie Kosar. Bernie Chance for drowning out the commissioner. All right. Hey, nice.
I mean, you're in Cleveland, man. In Cleveland, until Baker Mayfield takes them to a AFC Championship game or a Super Bowl, Bernie Kosar is still the Messiah.
T was at the drive game.
I mean, that's something. It's not. It didn't end up fortunate for him, but it's something.
Shit, he
It's
had
a-
free tickets.
It's a story. Okay, but it's a story to tell, right? He didn't end up happy in the long run because the drive was a bad thing for the Browns, but it's still a cool story to be able to tell. Yeah, you know this thing they talk about being one of the biggest deals in Cleveland sports history. I was there.
Yeah.
Another pandemic commercial. The Pats are on the clock. I think this is Lineman.
This is one of those. All right, so we're sitting here watching commercials. How can we fill these? A
Unnecessary.
minute and a half of commercials with just BSing about something.
Yeah, right.
It's let me tell you what.
Just kicked his sub out of that man's foot with a sub.
Abby Wambach, if she would have kicked my phone and or my sub,
I'd have threw something at her. I'd have threw the phone at her.
no, I wouldn't have thrown anything physically at her, but I would have told her like, hey, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why are you throwing this
Yeah.
at me?
What was this?
Why are you kicking at this meat? Like, cool. You have that purple hair. You have the blue hair. Awesome. Cool.
That
I
was,
understand what you're doing for women.
That was.
That was Abby Wambach.
Wasn't that? I thought that was Rapinoe, wasn't it?
Was it?
That was Megan Rapinoe.
I thought Abby Wambach did that too as well.
Abby Wambach is a soccer player, but I thought that was. Wambach is blonde, yeah.
I don't know. All right. It was, yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, go
Rapinoe.
ahead.
She dates. But here's
Okay.
the pick.
Oh,
Here we
here's
go.
the pick.
Finally. Look at us getting into random stuff.
The 14th pick to the New York Jets. With the 14th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Elijah Vera Tucker, guard, USC.
Offensive lineman, like they said, got to protect that new young Prince Charming. Who is this?
That's not. Oh, that wasn't even Kyle. That was. Who was that?
What do you mean?
That they just showed.
Yeah, I don't know who that was. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't who
That
got.
was weird.
Was that Mac Jones? That's who they were showing us. They were showing us Mac Jones.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Probably they were probably showing us because the Patriots are picking right now.
Yeah. When I first saw that, I was like, wait, what? That's not who I.
I was
thought it
just we've been sitting
but-
there looking at that picture of Vera Tucker for about 10 minutes now, and I was like, that is not Vera Tucker on the phone there. It's some little guy.
It's a honky.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that, but it was.
Yeah, we're allowed to say
But,
that.
we're allowed to say
honkies.
whatever
We're
we want,
honkies.
but it's quarter after 10.
Do you want to just go to?
Yeah, that's fine. We can just get a pizza.
Yeah, they're open till 3.
Oh, okay. For real, they're open that late? That's all. I didn't know they were open that late. That's cool.
And so, Lewis Riddick, I come to you as the Jets have made their move. The New England Patriots.
But yeah, let's see who the Patriots get here, because if you think about it, when we're sitting here and we've been talking all day. Okay, so the Patriots are officially on the clock.
I was
right
like,
now.
why is it showing
That's
the
a-
Jets on the clock again?
It took me a second. So
because it was showing the Jets still on the clock. It was.
yes, we got about 6 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock for the Patriots. Who do you think they get here after they paid Cam Newton that money?
Honestly, we've talked about it. I don't know if Mac Jones is good enough to sell this. I mean, they've already apparently the pick is already in. That's what it just said on the thing. But so maybe they are picking a quarterback.
The pick is in officially right now. I will tell you right now who I think should go to the Patriots in next season, and I think you agree.
Yeah, if I'm the Patriots, I just wait for him or somebody.
You gotta wait for him. He's Tom
he's-
Brady-esque.
Hold on, Tom Brady-esque, and I think he's going to prove that after this next football season that he's going to be one of the top 5 players.
With food insecurity a challenge for so many Americans, we've teamed up with Feeding America as part of Draftathon to help fight hunger. Don Cox, who's behind me, a former Marine, saw a need in his community and started providing food to fellow veterans. He and his team have provided more than 5.6 million meals in 10 different states through Food for Vets. Don, thank you for your service to our country and for helping those facing food insecurity. The stage is yours to make the Patriots pick.
With the 15th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the 6-time world champion New England Patriots select Mac Jones.
Dang. Okay, well,
ESPN just cucked us on their website and announced that Mac Jones was just drafted.
I heard you say that, and I was like, what happened that I didn't see it pop up? So I was like, what happened that got that reaction out of you while we were waiting for him to say who they picked? Really unsurprising, right? I mean, I guess me and you both said they still have Cam Newton, so why would they pick a guy? But Mac might sit a while. They might go with Cam this year, but you pick a guy in the first round. Billy B must like him. He ran a pro-style system. He is so excited. Sorry, dude. I don't know if they're the Patriots of old.
No, not at all.
I don't know if you're going to that Patriots team.
No. I don't know. You know what? And this just even gives me more, even more excitement about our guy Dustin Crum going to the Falcons.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Next year?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think? Because if Matty Ice isn't going to be there, they already drafted Kyle Pitts. If Matty Ice isn't going to be there in the next 2 to 3 years, who do you get there?
I got a rebuttal for you there.
All right.
You know who's going to pick Dustin Crum next year?
You better not say the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No. The Green Bay Packers.
I don't care.
Start him over Jordan Love.
As long as my guy gets drafted. And right now, the number 16 overall pick,
Man,
the Arizona Cardinals is in.
This is what I like to see. Get them all in quickly.
Right? You start busting them out. You get through the top 10. Top
we're still-
13.
Yeah,
And
we're
you're
still
just
10
busting
picks
them
from the
out.
Browns, man. All right, man. He didn't slide too much. He slid. He was supposed to go number 3.
He went 15. Not too bad.
It's a slide, not too big of a slide, but honestly, he might have went to the best situation considering who runs that team.
Yo, who are these?
Yeah, man, my man Mac Jones got himself a nice little family there.
Hey, what's up? Is that your sister, fam? Sup? Sup? I said sup. You guys are still in Cleveland? Like, what's up? Like you trying to hang out or something like that? Like, what's up? You trying to slide through the DMs or something? Like, get away from Al Kuiper, but like, what's up? You trying to slide in them DMs?
My man Ethan said he's got his own hotel room and everything.
I got 2 hotel rooms. Sup?
I'm gonna sleep in my car?
Hell yeah, you are. I got 2 hotel rooms and an apartment. Sup?
And apartment. Yeah, you can have the hotel rooms. I'll go sleep over there.
Sup?
I'll sleep on that futon if I got to.
Hey, Susie, you're in Cleveland too, so that's just a joke, guys.
She just
Just a joke.
said the last quarterback standing who played big time college football.
What about the Texas quarterback?
Well, Kyle Trask is still on the board too.
Yeah.
Like he's not.
pretty wild.
He's the last of the top quarterback standing.
Illustrated a photo and wrote, "When I grow up," and it's this moment in the NFL. What does it mean to fulfill a dream that big?
He spelled might MIT. When I grow up, I might be in the NFL.
We're just getting started, so I'm looking forward to playing in the NFL. It's going to be awesome. So.
He's not going to the Massachusetts and its Institution of Technology.
He's got that Tom Brady build too.
See, you got silver dress, and then you got blue dress. Then you got all these guys in different colors. Like, everybody's in different colors. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
And their
they're-
dresses and their suits.
Nobody matches in that crowd. Portnoy's happy.
Dynasty back on. David Portnoy 2 minutes ago. Yeah, all right. Hey, the pick has been in for the Cardinals for about 10 minutes.
The pick's been in, since 15 seconds after Mac Jones was picked. The pick's been in. Shout out to the people that have been here for a while during this stream. We're north of 2 hours now, and look at you guys still holding on. Ian Simpson, no texting. How about you don't text?
He's talking to me.
When did he comment that a while ago, or look like that just popped up?
He messaged me. Let's see here. He told me at. God
Uh-oh.
damn it! See, no texting. All
My
right.
man sneaks up on us. Okay.
Linebacker, Tulsa.
Another, they called him a linebacker, but he's an edge rusher. People like him. Another one of the top linebacking prospects.
That was actually kind of like the perfect no texting, text and message. And then as soon as I go to read the text, they're like, and with the 16 pick in the NFL draft. God damn it. But at 10:03, he told me no texting, focus on the stream. So.
Kent Stage hit us up too.
Who did?
The Kent Stage.
Oh yeah, they're logged in there.
Shout out to the beautiful Kent Stage down here in downtown Kent, Ohio.
The historic Kent Stage in beautiful downtown Kent, Ohio.
Yeah, you said it better.
I've been saying that since I was probably in 4th grade.
Yeah, you got a lot of practice. The Raiders are on the clock.
Raiders.
For the Raiders, they have weapons on the outside, but they could go receiver, most likely defense, offensive line here as well. They might need an edge rusher. You know, they are John Gruden, since he took over the team, is probably most famous for trading away Khalil Mack, and they really haven't found his replacement yet. They had that what was his name, Max Crosby or something like that on the outside. He was pretty good, but They need another linebacker. They like Jonathan Abrams in the middle of that defense in the secondary. But this could be a corner. This could be an edge rusher. Wouldn't be surprised me if they had an offensive line depth or even a receiver. The only thing they're really set on, I feel like, is quarterback and running back.
Yeah,
But even a lot of people argue that Josh Jacobs is overrated.
what do you do here with, if you think about it, what do you do here with the quarterback? You have Marcus Mariota and you have Carr.
Oh, they're playing Carr, man, until they decide that he's not the spot. Mariota, I'm actually surprised he's still sitting there in Vegas. I'm not sure. I don't know if he thought he was going to go there and take the job. And I know Gruden likes him, but, I mean, him and Carr came in about the same time. Like, actually, Carr might even be younger. If I think about it.
But here's the thing. What do they do here? Do they get a new quarterback, and then what do you do with Carr and Mariota? What do you do with some of your wide receivers that you picked up? What can they do here unless they trade Derek Carr and maybe a defender to the Packers and pick up Aaron Rodgers?
I mean,
Or
it's possible, but if the Packers were smart, they'd have traded him for one of those other picks. We're starting to get into the first round where these picks are going to need to be accompanied by a first rounder next year to get Aaron Rodgers.
We made the deal too good.
yeah, it's a tough thing.
Yeah, right? Honestly, you put Aaron Rodgers on that Vegas team, he probably he has a team around him that's better than the team that he had in Green Bay. I think it's also kind of out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, that they did that Aaron Rodgers all of a sudden wanted out. I know he said that stuff at the end of the NFC title game where he was kind of like threw LaFleur under the bus, but it's still, after that, he kind of walked all that back. It seemed like he was part of the team. And then today, all of a sudden, I will not be returning to the team in this fall.
Well, here's the thing. So they already have Jordan Love, which you know my stance on this. I know your stance on this. We both watched that 2020 Frisco Bowl. They already have a first-round wide receiver. The Raiders do. And they didn't pick up anybody in 2020 for Aaron Rodgers. They picked up Jordan Love. So I think he would much rather go there to get that wide receiver, that weapon, that threat that he can use.
The only thing I believe that Rodgers would be leaving behind in Green Bay that he's not going to find in Las Vegas is Devontae Adams. Because how can you? Because Adams is the top 5 receiver in the league right now, if not arguably one of the best.
Well, he's got running backs out there too. He's got all this. All right, so the Raiders pick is in, and
that was like 3 hours ago, man. Why are we showing Lawrence again?
I was gonna say it just said the pick is in. I thought we were getting back into it, but
now they're going through all the picks.
No, Justin Fields is so goddamn
Everyone looks so
mad.
happy, and Justin Fields is like, man, the Bears. I was just saying that Mac Jones gets picked by the Patriots, and he's the most
smiling.
elated person in the whole draft.
It's a shame that he missed out on Julian Edelman. All right, here we go.
Right? Yeah.
All right, we have Roger Goodell walking out right now.
Had a remarkable year and a great pro day, and Quiddy Pay, pass rushing defensive end out of Michigan. Not great sack production, but great sack potential with that physical and athletic ability he brings to the table and that fierce approach. All right, and so we begin the second half of the first round of the draft with our old friend John Gruden and the Las Vegas Raiders. They've created some unexpected moments in the draft over the course of the last few years. Let's see if he has another trick up his sleeve. Here comes Roger Goodell.
With the 17th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Alex Leatherwood, tackle, Alabama.
Okay, offensive tackle is something. Offensive line depth is something we both just said they could probably definitely use. The thing here is
That must be Mama right there.
yeah,
going
probably.
nuts, so.
But they're so excited because nobody said this guy was. I'm not sure I've seen this guy at all in first round projections. I haven't first. I mean, I knew who he was because I've seen Alabama football just because it's always on TV. But I'm not sure people really expected this guy to be this high in the first round.
I mean,
If in the first round at all.
If you sit here and you look at his numbers, 6'5", 312 pounds, from Alabama. He's ranked the number 2 offensive guard at his position, obviously. But he's ranked 60th overall, and that's for every pick. And his
yeah.
grade is 80, so he's sitting at a B right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of what I've heard is it's Vera Tucker, and then everyone else.
Yeah.
And we saw Vera Tucker go a couple picks ago. Then now we see. Ooh, look at him just bully that dude. I mean, like Jedrick Wills, there's worse things to pick off of that offense, off of that Alabama team than offensive linemen, because they seem to just breed those guys down there.
I mean, even just in his picture, he looks like a super big dude. And then look at the Raiders draft room. They're just kind of like, all right, okay. It looks like an accounting firm.
Which is crazy because that's totally opposite of Gruden's personality.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd be in there with like palm trees and like lays
Right.
and having a luau.
You would think
couple
Gruden would be
Coronas.
like, this is a war room.
Yeah.
And speaking of war rooms, we are coming to you live from the Kent State Hotel in beautiful, historic downtown Kent, Ohio. This is the Any Given Podcast Draft War Room for 2021.
As he mentioned, we are in Kent, Ohio, but the Any Given Podcast War Room is brought to you by KentStagePosters.com. As you can see down there in the middle, beautiful website. Go check it out for all your poster needs, as well as your Numbers Don't Lie t-shirts.
Yeah, what was that again?
KentStagePosters.com.
Did you say KentStagePosters.com?
Oh, yes, I did.
And what else can you find there besides the Numbers Don't Lie t-shirt?
Just a plethora of posters from past shows at the Kent Stage that we previously mentioned earlier. You see them in the comments there. Go check out their YouTube. Check out their pages as well. Like them on Facebook. Follow them on Twitter. Do all that as well. Make sure you keep in touch with the Kent Stage because a lot of things are going to happen here in the future, and you'll love to be up to date on all their news.
And once again, that's KentStagePosters.com. All right, so the pick is in for the Miami Dolphins at number 18. And
You didn't even mean to, but you said the My again.
what?
You didn't even mean to, but you said the My Dolphins. You were
Oh,
gonna
whoops. Oh, shh.
But you meant to say the Miami Dolphins.
Whoopsies. That's on me. My bad.
I just thought you were throwing it back to that guy earlier that said the My Chicago Bears.
With the 18th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Jalen Phillips, defensive end, Miami.
Okay, so now we have the first true defensive end go off the board.
Get that little shitbird dog off of that couch. You see that?
I'm trying to figure out what it is.
It's an ankle biter.
It looks like a Chihuahua had intercourse with a cat, and that's what they came out with.
That's a white woman's cat. Or dog, bird, whatever it is. It looks like all three of them.
It looks like a very small dog had relations with a larger
With a cat and a bird.
Maybe a bird. It did have a weird nose too. That was all sorts of weird. But like I said, first true defensive end coming off the board. But then again, he was just standing up, so maybe he's a stand-up guy. They just call him a defensive end. Oh, Look at him sack. He's about to sack Trevor Lawrence. No,
Weren't
we're
they
not.
saying that he was supposed to go to the Browns? He was projected as
Yeah,
one of the guys to go to the Browns.
He was one of the guys where Brown's supposed to look at. That linebacker that they've been tied to is still dropping.
The guy from Tulsa,
Yeah, the guy from Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. That's right.
Owusu Koramoah.
Yeah.
Washington football team here, who supposedly is going to have a name next year, but may also stay the Washington football team forever. If Mac Jones was still on the board, I'd probably say they go that.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
Did
that
you
was
see
bad.
that play?
I mean, but then again, any play you make against FSU the last couple of years is just easy money.
I think the last time they were ever good was when
Famous
it was
Jameis?
Jameis Winston.
Yes,
Yep.
they haven't been the same since
Crab
Jameis
legs,
won a-
James.
Since Jameis stole those crab legs and won a national title. They haven't been the same. Washington here, they had a very stout defense last year. Offensive lineman, maybe somebody to go opposite of Terry McLaurin on the outside.
Is that a raccoon? That possibly could be. Look at its face; it's smushed in.
It looks like a pug had relations with like a cat. I'm telling you, it looks like a cat, but it's a dog.
You know what? If I was going in the first round at number 18, and I was dating a chick that had a dog like that, I'd be like, "Hey,
She
get that dog out of here."
she has real life cat dog right there.
Yeah, except for they're not connected at the behind; they're connected just in
the
general.
face. That face had Grumpy Cat's face with a dog's body.
God, if I had a girlfriend
Oh,
like
that's a
that,
terrible edit.
oh yeah,
I mean, it's a good
so
edit,
bad.
but it's just terrible. He looks terrible in Chicago colors.
That's why he was so mad. But yeah, if I had a girlfriend like that that had a dog like that, it'd just be like, hey, quiet that dog down. Because that dog looked annoying as fuck.
It just I can't get over it.
Something about that dog really struck something inside of me to where it was like, this dog looks annoying as hell. Why is that dog? Like, if I'm getting drafted, you're putting that dog in the bedroom. That dog is not going to be here when I get drafted. First round in the NFL. That's a fact.
That dog is. I bet you that lady has like a carrying case for the dog.
Oh, guaranteed.
That dog is
Yeah.
a purse dog for sure.
Absolutely.
It's one of those ones that are just ankle, like you said, ankle biter. It might be an ankle humper.
And don't get me wrong, I love all dogs. I have an Australian Shepherd mixed with a Border Collie. Marley.
Yeah.
I am great friends with Callie and Mickey, Tristan and Aaron's dogs. Good friends with a lot of dogs. But a dog like that dog would just look at me and it would purposely piss me off.
Purposely make you upset.
It would just look at me and pee on the carpet and look at me while the draft is going, like while they're calling my pick.
Oh man.
Dude, just pee inside. All right, so we're still in commercial break, but the Washington football team's number 19 pick is in.
The second to last person to go in the top 20.
I don't know. Who do you think they're going to take? Do you think they're going to take the quarterback from Texas, or do you think they're going to take Kyle Trask? Because I understand they do have Fitzmagic, but he's also an aging quarterback.
Yeah, they could definitely they could go quarterback here if they believe Trask or that kid from Texas is the answer. Receiver maybe, but I don't know. They've got a pretty good defense, so they could probably afford to take a flyer on a quarterback and be okay. This could be Najee Harris maybe.
I had him projected at going to Pittsburgh.
That's potentially, but they do have Antonio Gibson, who was in the conversation for Rookie of the Year last year. One of the top rookie running backs last year as well.
Yeah, what's going on with it? Is that a ruler?
Oh, it's football field, I think. It looks like a ruler. And I think
Are
it's
they
supposed to be
measuring the quarterbacks before the players before they come up?
maybe. I think it's supposed to be a football field, man, but
All right, you're
No
you're, you're
numbers.
sitting there at 5.5 inches. I'm not talking about their hand
story of my
size.
life.
Oh shit!
With the 19th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Washington football team selects Jamin Davis, linebacker, Kentucky.
I mean,
Why does he sneak up like that?
right?
Why doesn't the NFL announce when he's walking up or just
I-
zoom in on him?
They give us no indication that he's about to come and announce the pick until he's at the podium, and we're like, oh well, I guess he's gonna.
Then I'm sitting here like, oh, we got to turn this around. We got to turn.
we start
this up.
freaking out. Your mic slips out because of it. Like,
That's who, in a couple mock drafts, that's who they had come to Cleveland.
this Jamin Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, the University of Kentucky's known for their football.
Yeah, they're known for their quarterbacks, too, that came in 1999 to Cleveland.
Timmy Couch.
Oh, yeah.
I said Timmy.
That is Timmy Couch. You know why? Because they decided to pick him over Ricky Williams. And they thought, the city of Cleveland, everybody thought that was a great idea. And that started the whole quarterback carousel of just quarterbacks being drafted. And
I mean, to be fair, Ricky Williams had some success, but he didn't set the world on fire either. He couldn't stop.
I would like to disagree with you.
He had success. I didn't say he didn't. But he also couldn't stop smoking weed and couldn't stay out of trouble.
That's not his fault. That's the NFL's fault.
Well, they waited until 2020 to stop
Yeah.
outlawing it. They waited until they were like, you know what, Josh Gordon, you can't come back anymore. After they told Josh Gordon he couldn't come back anymore, then they were like, you know what, we're going to stop testing for weed. And Josh Gordon's just sitting there like, are you
Right, he's
kidding
got to
me?
go to the
FCF,
yeah.
play with Johnny Manziel for the Zappas. Win or lose, you booze on the Zappers. I can't believe he said that. Like, man, Johnny, that was supposed to be your opportunity to not be a douche, and you said that. Also, he played one game. He's supposed to be the star player of the whole league, and he played one game. And he got benched in the game.
Dude couldn't even play for the XFL.
No. The XFL had some talented quarterbacks, man. Gilbert.
Because Luck was like, you don't even have it to make it in this thing.
Well, they had Cardell Jones, who I think showed that he was pretty good in that league.
Yeah.
PJ Walker was really good. Yeah, he's still in the NFL. Garrett Gilbert Garrett Gilbert played in the AAF.
Yeah. Well, Manziel played in the AAF as well.
Yeah, Garrett Gilbert was the MVP of the AAF, and then the Browns signed him. Then he almost won a game last year for the Cowboys. Almost beat the Steelers.
Speaking of trash cover-ups, I mean, you know what? Actually, that's not that bad. I'd take that back.
I think it's Brady's body, though.
Oh, yeah, you can see it around the neck.
Yeah, I think it's Brady's body, and all they did was change the number in the face.
Yeah.
I think those are Brady's arms.
That's pretty whack.
Oh, it's the same guy that keeps posting them? Or he's just
Well, this one's
reposting
ESPN. I
ads?
think the other one was Bleacher Report. Yeah.
Same guy, he just keeps sharing the different edits people are putting out.
Bears fans getting the reaction. You know, I see a quarterback like Justin Fields get drafted to my team. I've seen it way too many times. Players get drafted to Cleveland and they make that face. They're not happy.
Their
And then look how their career goes in Cleveland.
career ends up being more hype than results.
Right. And then you have quarterbacks like I don't know. Say I'll just toss it up. Maybe a Brian Hoyer, born and raised in Cleveland,
Who wasn't given the
went
love
to
he
St.
deserved.
Ed's
Just
or
wasn't
St.
given.
Ignatius. Yeah, and then you get, but no, the people wanted Manziel, and then Manziel plays like trash. Brian Hoyer gets cut, and then everybody's like, "Oh, we made a mistake." It's like, yeah, no shit. I've been telling you that for 2 years. All right,
The Browns picked Johnny Manziel months after there was a whole movie made about keeping Brian Hoyer.
yeah,
Draft
It
day's
was-
whole premise
it was about
is
picking up-
keeping Brian Drew. But
and then picking up the defensive end.
yeah, Chadwick.
Yeah.
Actually, I watched that earlier.
All right, so he actually played at the Kent stage. Not Chadwick,
Costner?
but
Yeah.
Costner played at the Kent stage when he was filming that. All right, so the pick is in for the Giants. Should we turn it up now? Because they're really not telling us on ESPN.
Looks like there's someone coming out of the little thing, but who knows? Last time thought we saw that, it went to commercial, and we ended up sitting here for 3 minutes. The pick is in on the ruler. It's crazy to me that they just built this last week,
Yeah,
and it looks
I
like
know.
that inside.
They didn't do an Indians game or a Cavs game. They could have just done this in the queue.
Anywhere, I mean,
These guys need. So, if anything, you know what the Giants need? They need to protect Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. They
Well,
need to get an offensive lineman.
yeah, they don't really need weapons. They signed Kenny Galladay.
I meant like a lineman.
Yeah, it's protection or defense here.
New York Jets have been active tonight. They've made 2 picks already, and now the Giants, who traded back from 11 to 20 on the clock, and they will make their selection. Here comes the commissioner with the announcement.
With the 20th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Kadarius Toney, wide receiver, Florida.
So they do go offense. They do go offense to 4.
Oh, they do go wide receiver. They go Florida's top outside guy in Kadarius Toney.
Yeah. Do you think that's a good pickup?
I do not one
Same
bit.
here. Like I said, they should have went offensive tackle, offensive guard, somebody on the offensive line.
Well, essentially, you just picked a number 3 guy. I know he was a number 1 guy in Florida, but Kenny Galladay is arguably a top 15 receiver in the league. They already had Slayton on the outs, or not Slayton, Shepard on the other side. They've got Evan Ingram in the middle. You picked a depth guy at number 20 overall.
Yeah, that was that. I think that's just a careless pick right there. You could have gotten him later in the draft. You could have traded up with some of your later picks and traded up and picked him up. But I think right here at 20, you need to be picking up an offensive lineman to take care of your quarterback and to take care of your wide receiver your running back who also
Can't stay on the field.
I don't know, tore his ACL last year.
He's missed the better part of the last 2 seasons. He can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
So protecting him at all costs, especially when there's people who will argue that he's the best running back in all of football, although people like Nick Chubb exist.
If I was Saquon Barkley, I would be absolutely furious that not only that they're giving Daniel Jones weapons, but you can't protect me So when I'm going through the line, you can't give me an offensive lineman that can help block so that I don't tear my ACL again.
Well, yeah, like you said, that and your quarterback can't throw the ball if he's laying on his back.
Yeah. It's the same thing as what was that, the third overall pick?
That was Trey Lance. No, number 5 with the Bengals. They went wide receiver.
Number
instead.
5. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Number 5. Sorry, I was thinking of number 4 is what I was thinking of when they. But yes, the number 5 overall pick, they should have gotten an offensive lineman. What did they do?
Undoubtedly.
They got a wide receiver. So let's see how this is going to work out for you. When your quarterback's sitting there with his ACL scar torn open and his ACL torn in half again. But hey, you needed a wide receiver for him to throw to. Who's going to throw to him when he's laying in a hospital bed? With all the stitches and everything like that. It's I don't know.
They'll start Colt McCoy at quarterback again.
Hey, and I like Colt McCoy. But you know what
Colt
Colt McCoy should have had when he came to Cleveland?
An offensive line.
He should have had an offensive line.
Well, an offensive line that consisted of more than just Joe Thomas.
Yeah, an offensive line that could have stopped James Harrison from
Yeah,
coming
that
in
was-
there and giving him multiple concussions.
They were in a division that had James Harrison. They had, they had Farrier. They had all those guys for Pittsburgh. Ray Lewis was in the division at that point in time. Terrell Suggs was in his prime at that point in time. So I don't know. It's just
like you were saying, you got Suggs, you have Ray Lewis, you have why am I blanking right now? The strong safety,
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed.
Well, and then
then
Troy Polamalu was on,
Yeah, Troy
on the
Polamalu.
Steelers. So
Yeah,
Ike Taylor.
Yeah, and the Browns were sitting there at the bottom
Just
of
letting the floodgates open.
at the bottom of the league. And you know what? What have they done since then? They have worked their ass off to get more picks, worked on their team, done all that. That's what the Bengals should be focusing on.
The Colts here, their pick is in. This could be just about anything. They don't need a quarterback. They don't need a running back. Maybe a receiver because T.Y. is not who he used to be. So I could see them going receiver here. That makes sense for them. They've got a pretty good defense. They kind of need to replace Anthony Walker, who signed with or a safety. There you go. So yeah, they need a defensive back in the middle, or they might need to replace Anthony Walker, who signed with the Browns.
Absolutely. Like you just said, they don't need a quarterback or anybody like that. So hopefully, no. It's going to be Russell Wilson.
Yeah, we're not going to get an announcement. We're going to get Russell Wilson talking for some reason.
He's doing a lot too much with his hands.
Yeah, he's fidgety.
Hey, dude, look at me simp for my wife, Sierra.
I mean,
Look at me simp for Future's kid. All right, I take that back. You know what? I take that back.
I was going to say, would you not?
He's a great stepfather to Future's kid, and he does a lot of stuff like that. That's good. So I take that back. That's on me. I was just a little too worked up about them not calling the
Yeah,
pick.
too worked
the
up that
second
we got a Russell Wilson spiel instead of them just coming straight back to Roger Goodell.
And wouldn't it be? Shouldn't they do that when the Seahawks are on? I didn't.
Right? Well,
Yeah,
that's kind of why I
and-
was confused. I was like, why is the Seahawks quarterback announcing the
Yeah, the Colts.
Colts pick? And I was just like, this makes no sense. I just was responding to Heidi. Couldn't figure out why she was laying in bed. Then I realized it's 11 p.m.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I was like, good night, babe. If you're still watching, I don't know if you're still watching. We're down.
Heidi, if you're tuning in, how you doing, Heidi?
I don't. It doesn't tell us who's watching. Tell us. I mean, if you're watching and you're signed in, tell us hi. We've got Ben, Ian, and the Kent stage talking to us a little bit. All right, this pick's been in for at least 3 minutes now.
Is he coming out yet?
No, there he is, I think.
All right.
All right, yeah, he's walking around the biggest stage they've ever had in draft history. It's like a wrestling league.
Folks have made their decision here. We are at the 21st pick in the first
Man
round
is
of
the
NFL
John
draft.
Dorsey
The
of
Colts
fans.
fan, you see him if you're just joining us.
No, he's
It's
dressed
the
up like,
same lazy
something
boy
Dorsey.
chair that Roger
Oh,
Goodell
yeah, that
had in
makes
his
sense.
basement last year. He's brought it out here. The fans are sitting in it, and Roger is ready with the selection.
With the 21st pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Kwity Paye, defensive end, Michigan.
Oh man, tried to switch it.
All right, so I get a question for you. What is the cat's version of Bitcoin?
The cat's version of Bitcoin?
What is a cat's version of Bitcoin? Kwity Paye.
Kwity Paye?
Get it like Kitty Pay?
Yeah.
Kwity Paye?
There you go.
Very
Little play on
corny
words for
joke.
the name. It is. I mean, it's a joke that works for the time we are in at the moment. All right.
Who is this guy on the right? Doing the pumps. Like,
Man with shadow boxing? I don't know. He's from that team up north, so I'm not that sold on him.
I don't say that team up north. I'm over that shit. I'm not a loser Buckeyes fan, so.
I mean, I don't like.
Ooh, I did not in that way. Not in that way. I do enjoy the Buckeyes, but I'm not one of those Buckeyes fans that sit there and they're like, the team up
Yeah, no,
north.
I don't care.
and do,
I'll say
do, do."
Michigan 100 times if
Yeah.
I want to say Michigan. I just said it to say it. The last Michigan defensive pass rusher to come this high in the draft was Taco Charlton, and what did he do?
He's still in the league.
Yeah, he plays for Miami. He's had like 4 sacks in 4 years.
Oh, he plays for Miami of Ohio?
I mean, that's about his talent level.
Hey, chill out. My mom's last name is Charlton. I shouldn't say that. Delete that. YouTube, delete that from the record.
Heidi commented.
What'd you say?
What's up, boys? Doing great.
Thanks, Heidi. We appreciate it.
Yeah, 4 picks to go till the Browns pick. Ooh, that was a pop.
That's a big pop.
Yeah, must have been a little too close or something. Maybe I've been moving this closer and closer to me.
I think it's every time we
Turn
turn
it
it,
around,
and then we
sometime
bring it
it-
around.
Sometime we bring it a little
Yeah.
closer. I don't know. I feel like I've been leaning like this. I can tell you, I need a dip so bad, and I'm considering putting one in.
Let's think about having a smoke. We can't smoke in here because pets, parties, and smoking can't happen in the hotel room. I mean, in the war room.
In the war room. I mean, we got 4.
Do you see
We got
this?
10 picks to go. That tall duck or whatever.
3.5 inches or feet tall.
Yeah, like gee, if that thing came,
Legally, I could, because I have these. You've seen these all
Yeah.
over my house. Legally,
one-
that 3.5
you
feet,
could square up with that one.
I could legally fight that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's almost legally a midget. I mean, a little person. My
and
bad.
it'll start being like, I'll be like, I'm gonna sock you right in your goddamn bill. That's what's gonna happen here. If I saw that thing walking on my lawn in the backyard out of the creek, I would fight
It's-
that thing in a second.
It looks that would scare the crap out of
It'd be-
me.
I'd be like,
What's this 2-footed thing?
it's 3.5 feet tall. Who's in this? Who's in this suit? and I'd
I
go
was
down
gonna say
there.
you full on think of a toddler's walking towards you at that point.
You know what? I would have to get Marley onto one of those like the chain leashes.
Yeah.
Like the ones that don't hurt him, obviously. But it's like the ones like the DMX cover photo when he's holding it.
Yeah.
Like not the ones that hurt him, but I'd come out with Marley holding that, tell that duck to stop, drop, shut him down, and open up shop because I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Nice little segue. DMX reference. Go right into Rough Riders.
R.I.P.
I mean, I guess they think the Titans are drafting a receiver. They did
Who's
lose.
this guy on the right here too? Can you not see him? Stand up real fast.
Oh, the random old white dude in the
Yeah.
sea of non-white people.
No, I'm just saying, who is that dude? Like, that's a serious question. Like,
They were showing us a guy from Minnesota, and that other guy was not wearing a Minnesota hat. He was wearing a generic draft shirt. It's just all sorts of. All right, Tennessee, you've been on the clock for 9 minutes now.
we're gonna turn this up here in a second.
Well, you think they haven't even put the pick in yet, so who knows?
They might be working on a trade.
2021 NFL schedule release Wednesday, May 12th at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Interesting to see what they do with that new, with the extra game. So, I mean, I know the Browns know they're playing the Cardinals, but just where they put it.
No, go on.
I'm just saying, like the extra. Well, we still probably got some time, man.
Okay.
Yeah, Goodell's not going to come on for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Then when he does, he sneaks up.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see how this place reacts when Cleveland gets on the clock in 3 picks, 4 picks, something like that. Well, Minnesota's on the clock now, so 3 more picks.
He's rocking the barstool hat right there. There you go.
For the boys.
What are your plans on, I don't know, say Saturday morning at 10 a.m.?
Probably just be waking up.
Dude, it's a Kent State spring game.
Is it for real?
Yeah.
Is it going to be on TV? ESPN?
I don't know. You're probably going to have to find it online.
Yeah, probably. ESPN Plus should show it, right?
Oh, they might. Yeah, they might actually.
I feel because that's who shows the college football, so it should be on there. That's it. I'll probably will tune into that. See.
All right. Do you see him coming?
Yeah, there he is.
All right, so the Tennessee Titans pick is in, and they are now officially, I mean, they're still on the clock, but they're about to be off the clock.
But it sets up well here with what they need and the good players like Brandon Newsom, the second out of Northwestern, Elijah Williams, and Aziz Ojulari, really came on those last 6 games of the season, tested very well out of Georgia. So I think that these things are happening. This is what we're going to find out right now. The commissioner, he doesn't want to interrupt the That's fun. Worth the draft, certainly a Red Sox game, but it's out.
I don't advocate that the Titans are getting Sweet Caroline. They should have done that for the Patriots.
The Titans are ready to go. Here's Roger.
That was good. With the 22nd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Kayla Farley, defensive back, Virginia Tech.
So, with the 22 pick in the NFL, the 2021 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans have now picked Caleb Farley, a.k.a. COVID-19 positive Caleb Farley. Cornerback, Virginia Tech.
Man, that would suck, right? Like, he's sitting in his room right now by himself and just got drafted. Can't celebrate with anybody.
Yeah,
Why
he
is-
looks pretty upset.
It looks like he has like the, the thing like.
Well, he just had back surgery, but they were just
No, he
saying.
had back surgery 2 years ago.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he opted out this year and didn't play because of COVID. But they say his talent is, if he never had that back surgery and didn't opt out, he'd have been the #1 corner in this year's draft.
So, pretty much, essentially, what you're saying is the Vikings got a steal here at 23.
Yeah, or the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did I say the Titans? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
looking at.
Yeah,
My apologies. I'm looking at who's on the clock right now.
Yeah, it caught me
I
off
meant-
guard. That's why it took me a minute. Yeah, I mean, as long as he's healthy and as long as he's the player everyone thinks he's supposed to be, then absolutely, this could be a steal. It's kind of like when Nick Chubb slid to the second round. How big of a steal is that now? You know what I'm saying?
Probably
Like,
the biggest steal the Browns.
have ever gotten, right? That's him getting him in round 2, even after they had already made their second round selection that year, and picked that lineman. I can't even remember his name. Austin Corbett. I think his name was. They picked him over Nick Chubb in that
Offensive
second
lineman.
round. He got a purse on right now.
No, I think he's got one of those weird, they're like fanny packs, but they go around the,
Shoulder?
you can wear them around like that. Yeah.
That was just I've never flats East Bank.
Little James Brown, baby. Where's the Coke at?
Not here.
Not here. No, not at all.
Not at all.
That was a James Brown joke.
No, that is not here. I'll explain that one later.
For most people that don't know about James Brown, he really hurt his nose and he had to get medication to help it, if that makes sense. That's the best way to put it, right?
It certainly is. Our man said, "Where to go get?"
As a joke, for everybody at home, it was a James Brown joke. Jeez Louise.
I'm laughing at you, man. I ain't offended by it. I think it was funny. You made a joke. I'm supposed to laugh. It's hilarious.
I mean, Will, if we're being honest, any of these artists they're playing right now, you could also ask, "Where's the Coke at?" to any artist that's in the
probably.
Rock Hall
Anybody.
that they're playing right now.
Anybody. Kings of Leon earlier probably had a few bumps.
Just a little,
Yeah, just a little quick.
just a little.
Quick C to come out and play to open the. Hey, the Vikings pick is in. That means if the NFL was smart, when they return from this commercial, Roger Goodell would be at the podium.
No, it's not
But
going to be like
we
that.
know the
though.
NFL is not smart, and they don't do that kind of thing. And picked up 2 more viewers. That's good. Keep them coming. Nerd.
We've got money goals. Buy a place closer to my family.
That chick looked like Trevor Lawrence.
Invest in black-owned companies.
Invest in green companies.
Invest for my daughter's
What's a green
future
company?
and my retirement.
Green Company is like, they run their company all green.
Oh,
So it's not-
eco-friendly.
Yeah.
knows the smartest ways to make them happen. Compare and find the smartest credit cards, mortgages, and investment
Which
accounts on NerdWallet.
I've always found that commercial strange.
Well,
It's like a
'cause you-
biker guy saying that, but then it's like the complete opposite of a biker guy saying the thing back, and then I don't know. I've always just found it kind of strange,
It's a little weird.
especially the other guy being like invest in green companies when he could be like, invest in motorcycle companies or
Anything.
yeah. I don't know. It's always been a strange commercial, but it came out during COVID, like during the lockdown, so
You're saying
it
they
makes
just kinda-
sense.
They just kind of got away with it.
Yeah, so it makes sense them being like invest in all these different kind of companies, and we are back Now, live from the Any Given Podcast War Room in Kent, Ohio. Beautiful, historic Kent, Ohio. In downtown Kent, Ohio, too. At the Kent State Hotel, we are sitting here in the Any Given Podcast War Room, and we are covering the 2021 NFL Draft that is live in Cleveland. And right now, the 23rd pick going to the Minnesota Vikings. The pick is in, so as soon as Roger Goodell comes out to the podium, we will have that covered for you.
Well, they don't look that excited.
No, they don't at all. Look at all those, look at all that room they had, and there's just a few sprinkled in there.
The man in the middle looked like he was constipated.
Might be.
Uh-oh.
God.
Right at the podium when they tell us he's here.
With the 23rd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Christian Darrisaw, tackle, Virginia Tech.
Oh, I love this young man's story. Let's see the celebration in his home. Look at that. Can I tell you that Christian Darrisaw,
That is...
He's
that-
amped. His brother's amped. That's got to be his brother, right?
Yeah.
How amped he is.
Yeah.
But you got to think about it. If you're that guy,
Oh, no, that might be his dad. Look, he looks a little older. Looked like he had a little gray hair in his afro.
I don't know. I couldn't tell because they were sitting so far away from the camera. But you got to think that's you sitting there, right? You're going at 23 overall, and you're just sitting there, and everybody has their phone on you with the light, like the camera with the light on you. They're just all filming you.
Wow.
I don't know about you, but I'd be like, all right, back up.
Yeah.
All right, come on, guys. Like, at least turn off your lights.
Well, yeah.
I understand
there's
you're happy, but like, turn off your lights and back away from me a little bit. Like, they were all just around him. Like, he had no room to breathe.
And it's already a pretty sweat-inducing, stress-inducing moment, and then all of that. Here's where do we see the first? Oh, they already made their pick. Do we see the first running back go here to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, they're getting the running back, Najee Harris. Think that's his dad?
It might not be. It might be his brother, but I thought I caught some like gray areas in the hair. No way there.
All right, we have the Steelers picking at number
He
24.
did get up there quick. Roger, get up there.
Pittsburgh Steelers were thinking of taking a quarterback. That was the year you guaranteed the top three quarterbacks drafted would not be busts in the National Football League. And you were, of course, right. Eli Manning, selected number 1 overall by the Chargers. Phillip Rivers, selected number 4 overall by the Giants. The Giants and Chargers made a trade swapping those quarterbacks. Van Roethlisberger selected number 11 by the Steelers. And here was Mel.
Are you kidding me? The 69th
Are
annual
you?
San Diego Chargers select
muted
Eli
real quick.
Manning. New York Giants select Phillip Rivers. We also have a trade. The San Diego Chargers and the New York Giants have exchanged.
Well, we come back to you because obviously, even though Roger's already at the podium, they decided to show us this highlight package of different. I'm not sure why they were showing us the Eli Manning pick, why they're showing us Mel Kiper talk about Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, 2005 draft class.
All that draft.
Yeah.
Okay, but
All right.
what's that
It
gotta
looks
do?
like we might be coming back.
All right.
No, Mel
No, we
Kiper
get
wants
more
to
Mel
talk
Kiper.
because Mel Kiper can't shut his goddamn mouth. He always wants to talk and talk and talk, and he always has to have a microphone in front of his face, and he just can't shut up.
Was Goodell not at the podium? Like they showed us that. There it is.
Here it is.
With the 24th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Najee Harris, running back, Alabama.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense. One of the worst running games in all of football last year with James Conner, and then they go get a running back who almost won the Heisman this year.
Najee Harris.
So I mean, it doesn't really surprise me that they go running back here. We called it. We figured first running back off the board, probably 24. Pittsburgh, Jacksonville's back on the clock at 25. Pittsburgh really needs everything. They need to mask the fact that Ben Roethlisberger is 100 years old and can't throw more than 15 yards down the field. Their defense, I truly think that if the Bengals get their head out of their ass and pick a lineman and protect Joe Burrow, that the Pittsburgh Steelers could be fourth in the division this year.
Do you think? Did you say fifth
Fifth.
or fourth? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I meant fourth. My
Yeah.
my apologies.
Yeah, I did. I think they could be the worst team in the AFC North this year.
Hey, I wouldn't hate it.
No,
I mean,
it's like watching it's like watching Akron go 0-45 over the last couple of years.
which they did,
Like
and
the-
it was fun to watch.
Oh, I'm sure it's fantastical to see something like that. Fantastical. What did I just say?
Hey, I mean, you know what? That might as well be a real
Yeah, it
word
might as well be a
because
real-
fantastical when you watch, your most hated team lose like that, it is fantastical.
It would be fantastical for the Steelers to be the fourth team in the AFC North.
But right before they came back, I said Najee Harris.
I think
They called it,
I
and
think you called it Tuesday too.
Yeah.
we kind of just said that
Be-
seems to.
oh,
make
look
the
at you,
most
see
sense.
him? Najee Harris. He's got his whole family around him.
Does that
Behind
man
him.
have a logo? You see that shirt?
He might have a pin or something.
You see that-
they all have logos.
Well, you seen that shirt that other guy had on? He had like a Jumpman logo almost, but it was a running back doing a hurdle.
Oh yeah, and then he probably does because I mean you're allowed to do that after you
Yeah.
leave school.
You don't even have to leave school. The minute you're no longer playing football, you're eligible to sign with an agent and start making money.
But he was on the phone with the Steelers, and behind him they must have rented out like a restaurant or something because he turns around and his like pretty much his whole immediate family is behind him, and he's sitting there like turned around. He's like pretty much like shut the fuck up, like
Well, I mean,
be quiet.
there's a certain point in that, like, right? Like, I know you're at a party for this kid. You're excited he's getting drafted, but his employer is on the phone right now.
Right, like be quiet. Shut up.
He needs to hear that because it is a lot of the time. It is, hey, we're picking you here. 15 minutes from now, you need to get in a limo that we just sent to you to go to the airport to be here tomorrow.
Right.
Like that's what it is. Especially now that we're semi out of COVID and they're able to come and be in the facilities immediately.
Oh, I mean, yeah, absolutely. And if I was Harris and I was sitting there and maybe not here's the thing, maybe I don't get drafted into the NFL, right?
Yeah.
I don't have the size, the strength, the power, the agility
Trust me, neither of us do. I mean,
as,
I got
as,
the size
as this guy
probably,
does, right? But say I'm getting a call about, let's say, hypothetically, hey, Ethan, this is Fox Sports 1. We want you to come on and do the 2 p.m. show or the 3 p.m. show. And I'm sitting there with my family, and my family just barking and clapping and like that behind me. I'm immediately going to put my phone down. I'm going to hit mute.
Oh yeah.
Put my phone down and say, hey, shut the fuck up, guys. Like, I love you, Dad, Mom, Grandma, whatever. I love you, but shut up.
I mean,
Zip it, and then
mean-
I'll pick up the phone again.
If the NFL's calling, heck yeah. I mean, I do it right now when my boss calls or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't tell anybody you shut the hell up or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because but I get the metaphor you're saying. Please
Right,
stop
like,
freaking talking. This is an important
if,
conversation.
if you're happy for me, then
Yeah.
zip your lips.
Let's go ecstatic as soon as I hit the end button on this phone
Right?
call.
That's what everybody should do. As soon as you hang up, then
It's-
boom, go crazy.
I mean, The only thing worse is when your girlfriend picks up your phone and tries going through it. It's the
I haven't
reason-
had to deal with that in a while.
It's the reason CeeDee Lamb was so
When he went
so
like
popular
this?
to the internet. Yeah, it's the reason because he was just so quick at it. And not that I have anything to hide or anything like that. It's just what's the point in doing this while we're sitting here on TV?
Right.
Like, you go
I'm
through my
about to
phone.
go there in the first round.
Yeah,
and
me-
you're gonna take my phone.
Me
Like,
personally, pick up my phone. I don't care what you do. But CeeDee Lamb, who went number 17 at that point in time, was just getting drafted, and that was.
and now you
that-
have a text from
No, I-
Heidi.
You see me
joking.
walk. You see me walking it back. If you really want to go through my phone, you can have it. I've got nothing to hide.
Heidi, I'm just joking. Just joking.
She's I don't know what she's doing at the moment.
But yeah, for me, it's like, yeah, like I was saying, like ESPN, Fox Sports 1, even if I got a job with the MLB Network or the NFL, it would turn into if I was around my family. Because what I like to do is when I get good news or stuff like that, I like to have my dad around, my mom,
Yeah.
my brothers and stuff like that.
The, The
I like to have all the close people to me.
close supporters.
And
The Browns are officially on the clock.
yeah, we will get in that in 1 second. But I'd like to have all you guys around, the closest people to me. And if they were just talking and I was trying to do something or I was on a call, I would tell all of you guys to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And get out of my way.
It's a
because
respect thing, man. Without a doubt. I totally understand where you're coming from.
And I would obviously tell, you, my dad, my mom, I'm sorry after the fact.
But
But at the time, I would just be like, yo, shut up, Mom.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I'd be like, I'm so sorry, Mom. I did not mean to actually say that to you. I was just so
Stressed.
caught in the moment.
stress,
I would-
caught in the
yeah.
moment, the tension of the situation.
And
All
no-
of you, I get it, man, because it's like I said, it's the same thing now. If you pick up an important phone call and the NFL's not even calling us, you know what I'm saying? So I could only imagine if the NFL was calling me,
Right.
what I would be like, hey,
I would.
it'd be worse. I'd be in worse of a situation. I'd just all sorts
It
of-
would just be like, yeah, one of those things. Like I said, like just close family and friends, probably in a hotel room, something like
Once
that.
it-
just to watch
wherever
the
it is,
draft.
once in a lifetime phone call, you're getting you can be quiet for 30 seconds while I answer.
Was that Pumpkinhead Junior? Did that say Pumpkinhead Junior?
He does have a
Jesus
kid.
Christ! All right, here we go.
With the 25th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Etienne, running back, Clemson.
Reunited and it's
I'd say we're starting to run running backs off the board, but certainly Cleveland's not going to pick a running back with the next pick.
Look how many people are in that house, though. That's what I was talking about. The getting angry when there's so many people just crammed in a house like that.
There's like 30 people in the house right there. Holy crap!
30? Dude, that's about 60.
That's not 60 people.
Dude, that's
bro.
got to be 60. If you count how many, it goes way,
Oh, it does.
way
It has,
past
like, a
all the way to the
second
back.
level
Yeah.
back there, like it's an auditorium or something. All right, Browns on the clock with 6 minutes to go.
Oh yeah, here we go. Brownies.
Travis Etienne. I guess I can't argue with this pick. I wasn't sure we were going to start getting a run on running backs like that, especially when the Jaguars have James Robinson, who is arguably the best running back in all of football.
Yeah, I just want to say real fast. 11 minutes ago, I got a message from my mom, who said that she would like to say hi on the podcast, but she was having trouble with her laptop. Mom, if it was draft day, I wouldn't tell you to shut the hell up. I just want to, maybe Dad, probably Ian, but not you.
Yeah, she just-
I wouldn't tell you.
She
to
just heard that whole conversation where you told
Yeah.
her you would.
I would tell most people like Ian or Dad, but not you. Love you, Mom. You always took me to baseball games and everything like that. So I would not tell you to shut the hell up if you were interrupting me on the phone call from the NFL, from whatever team I go to. So moving on from that, the Browns are now on the clock at 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So we're going to wait a little bit and we're going to talk about this because like we were saying, see how many people are in there? You can see all the way through the back.
I wonder where they're at. That's definitely
It's at Toole,
unless
Texas.
Then they're open freely. They don't even have to wear masks down in Texas. So that's all right. I guess you could have a 60-man house party.
Yeah.
I guess I can't argue with the only argument I have with the pick is I know Travis Etienne's good. He played at Clemson for like 100 years. But I can't argue with the only argument I have against the pick is the fact that they had James Robinson last year, who was arguably one of the best in football. It looks like the Browns pick is in. Appreciate you, my man.
I'm sweating like a
I figured
motherfucker
you'd
up
get
here,
there.
too.
Yeah, it got hot, so I appreciate you. Browns pick is in. The host of the draft are making a first-round pick finally. I think it's crazy to me we only have 6 picks to go.
Yeah.
Seems like it. We haven't been
Yeah,
doing
you
this
know
for that
what?
while, but
If you want to cover 27 through 32, hey, go for it. I'm going to go smoke outside.
well, I'm about to put this in, so we'll go ahead and go have you.
I was joking, but
You can go do what you need to do, man. I understand smoke breaks are a thing. We've been out here for 4 hours.
they're gonna go straight to a goddamn commercial break and then right back into another stupid thing like that. So
I was gonna say I could once this happens.
there's Pumpkinhead.
He doesn't deserve to be the guy up there.
Hey, buddy, it's Pumpkinhead. Hey, I wear a brown pumpkin head on my head that I wear. I have a free jersey that I wear, and all right, I'll save that for later. The pick is in. The Cleveland Browns pick is in. Let's see who they're getting at 26. You ready?
I'm gonna look wild. Oh, I'm ready. I've been waiting for it for months now, and now a little over 3 hours.
Let's see how this goes, boy. Get that punk ass Roger Goodell out there.
Before he announces it, it's Jeremiah Owusu Camarua or whatever how you say it.
That's the position that they really just seem like they were lacking. I mean, Jeremiah is one of those guys. It's not even really just a linebacker. I mean, he's like this star.
Why is Pumpkinhead sitting there for the first overall pick, but Myles Garrett has to wait until the second round?
Oh, I agree, 100%. I'm not a big fan of Pumpkinhead. I don't think he's the best representative of the fan base. As a Pumpkinhead or as a human being, I've heard just all bad things.
The best representation of Browns is Victim.
The pandemic revealed the depths of the digital divide for underserved students across the country. We have partnered with the Education Trust as part of Draftathon to bridge the divide. Maya Tomoto and her class at Shaw High School here in Cleveland have faced this challenge during remote learning. She has worked overtime to assist.
Why is this high schooler sitting on the draft, the number 1 pick for the draft? Why?
I'm proud to introduce Maya to make the Cleveland Browns pick.
Drives me insane.
This is a day 3 thing.
What's up, Cleveland?
Fuck off.
Are you ready for this? All right. Are you guys ready for the best in the land with the 26th pick for the 2021 NFL Draft for the Cleveland Browns?
The dude from TCU or Tulsa?
We have Gregory Newsome II.
Hey, it's a corner, man. I can't argue with that. There's something they need. Defensive backs. I do not know much about this kid. I know he was projected to go this high. I really like that linebacker, though, man. I really wish they'd have picked him.
I was looking at the safety from TCU. I was looking at the edge rusher from Tulsa. Whatever. I, you know what? He'll work coming into Cleveland. I just want to speak again on why a sophomore in high school was the one to announce the first overall draft pick,
Yeah, it's
or the
just-
26th overall. Sorry,
But it's
let
the
me-
Browns first overall. You know
The
what I'm saying?
Browns first
I knew where you were
overall.
going with it.
Why was she the one to announce that when they're making Myles Garrett do the second round pick? It doesn't make
Why
sense.
is there? I don't really care that they're making Miles do the second one. Why is there anybody besides Roger Goodell announcing these picks? This
Yeah,
is the first
it's-
round. It's not here. We're not here for theatrics. It's a money thing, bro.
It's disgusting.
These different
I didn't like it.
foundations- These different foundations spent money to send these people to do it.
No, because that actually really pisses me off.
It's a day.
The
three
reason
thing.
why Sir Yacht had press passes to right now, he's down there right now. He has press passes. We don't.
Yeah,
We got
we don't get.
we
press
got
passes.
Kent State press passes and
Yeah.
everything like that, but we don't get it down to there. But he does because he's on some fucking stupid ass Food Network show, and we're not. You know what? Whatever. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. I'm done because I'm pretty pissed off.
Yeah, Go take a.
I'm gonna have a
break.
breather.
Yeah, Ethan needs a breather, so I'll take over from here. The Baltimore Ravens now on the clock, 4.5 minutes to go. Let me get this as you're going out, so I know when to turn it up. Yeah, go do your thing. Cool down. I know you need to. I feel it myself. So do your thing. We'll make it happen. Only 5 picks to go in the first round, anyways. Yeah, figure out your thing. I understand you're upset. Because it doesn't make sense. I could just be the one that talks.
Hey, and remember when we had him on the podcast and he didn't promote us at all?
Not one bit, my peoples. Not one single bit. But whatever. We'll move past him. It's no skin off our shoulders, right? He's not the guy. I could care less about giving him some limelight. You go relax. I'll take care of this. Honestly, by the time you come back, they'll probably just now be announcing the pick. You know what I'm saying? So it's really not the end of the world. Their pick is in 27 Baltimore Ravens. But other than that, what do the Ravens do here, guys? What do you guys who listening think the Ravens do here? They got a running back. They got a quarterback. This is a receiver, right? They have one of the worst receiving rooms in all of football. I can't really say anything about it other than that. Best thing in all of football. They got some corners. They got some edge rushers. They got some linebackers. I'm not sure they really need defense. Wide receiver makes a lot of sense here for Baltimore. But then again, they do need offensive linemen as well. Recently trading Orlando Brown to the Kansas City Chiefs for that 32nd overall pick. So they do have 2 picks in the next 5 picks. So I guess it doesn't matter which one they go here, but expect offensive lineman, expect receiver, because the knock is that they can't protect. They just got rid of their offensive tackle because they couldn't really. He was going to command big money, and they couldn't really pay him. Other than that, they don't. There's no glaring holes on defense. There's a very big glaring hole in that wide receiver room for them, to the point where I love Dez Bryant, but he was on their roster last year, and that was just off. He was catching touchdowns and stuff. It's not like he didn't hold his own, but it's just you don't want to count on a wide receiver room of Marquise Brown and Dez Bryant at this point in Dez Bryant's career, and the fact that Marquise Brown can't seem to take over that number 1 role. I'm going to turn this TV down because it's annoying me, and they're still not announcing the pick. Yeah, now you guys can hear me, and screw that TV. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Who cares? What do you need to know that for? Ooh, Donovan Mitchell's on the TV. He kind of maybe deserves MVP. They're one of the best teams. There's that LeBron. We got Damian Lillard. A little weird being by myself now. And Ethan will be back in shortly. I'm not really that worried about it, but I'm going to have to carry a show for a while. So let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's go. I just stole Call Me Cookum from TikTok's little catchphrase. I haven't watched him in forever. I don't know where that came from. I'm all over the place, guys. And they're back. Maybe we're going to get a pick announcement. Maybe I could actually give you guys something to listen to that's not Brendan Ward. I'm just kind of going to clown on myself while I'm by myself. It's weird. There's a little anxiety to try to carry a show like this. I'm hyper. It's 11:35. Elijah Moore, wide receiver out of Ole Miss, top available. Christian Barmore, defensive tackle out of Alabama, second top available. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, linebacker from Notre Dame, who I really wanted the Browns to take. He's still available. Trayvon Morig out of TCU, safety. He's still available. There's a tackle, Tevon Jenkins, out of Oklahoma State, rounds out the top 5 for Mel Kiper, who is still available. They're still yet to announce the Ravens pick. And they're starting to show us receivers. Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss is still available there, who Mel Kiper says is best available guy. Who are they showing us now? The kid in the back has the Deshaun Jackson jersey on. Rashad Bateman, Minnesota's receiver, who had a pretty good year this year in the Big Ten. But let's go ahead and get to it. Here comes Goodell. Not sure why. We're going to go ahead and turn E's mic around. Let's get mine around.
With the 27th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Rashad Bateman, wide receiver, Minnesota.
I think that's really great fit for what the Mark Jackson needs and what this offense needs overall. A guy who can play all over the field as a wide receiver, and I was just saying, he has inside or outside versatility. I mean, he's a magician at the line of scrimmage. He's a masterful route runner. Great down the field ball skills. He's a guy who after the catch. I remember the great Al Saunders.
All right, listen to what they have to say about Rashad Bateman. With the New Orleans Saints on the clock. I don't know much about Bateman, so I'm going to let them tell you.
Rashad Bateman does it. You see that right there. I mean, the kind of concentration he had down the field, and with that 13-0, that release right there, the defensive back didn't even touch him. Masterful feet. Very fearless coming inside on these slants right here where you just catch him right now. It's just off to the races. Now, many people thought when you watch the tape, just how fast is Rashad Bateman? Well, he plays the low 4-4, high 4-3 as far as running the 40-yard dash is concerned. I think, look, when you talk about over picks, Lamar Jackson's going to be going, that's exactly what I need. That's exactly the profile I need.
All right, I'm back. I just had a little sneeze attack going on that I was trying to force out, and then I really couldn't get it. So here we are. Like I said, they were going to go wide receiver. They are touted as one of the worst wide receiver groups in all of the NFL, so there's not much else I could say there. I thought that's where they were going. That's where they went. New Orleans here is very intriguing. Could they take a flyer on one of those second-tier quarterbacks like Kyle Trask, or like Ethan said, the kid from Texas with Drew Brees retiring, or are they going to be content with rolling Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston out to start here for the Saints? Michael Thomas seemed disgruntled last year, so maybe they go wide receiver and move on from him. Their pick is in. They could go defense. They have a decent defense with what the Buccaneers bringing back all of their players from last year into this division. You never know. It could be something like that. They don't. Oh, never mind. I was going to say they don't have a running back. I forgot Alvin Kamara existed for a second. Really like that guy. So I can't really take that from there. Another commercial break. We got Patrick Mahomes chilling with the dude from State Farm, throwing some cornhole. I'm not gonna do play-by-play on commercials. So how's everyone's night going? Mine's been all right. This has been 3.5 hours of some craziness where we're at. It's almost midnight already. Ooh, I'm gonna be up all night. This is fun. Thank you, like he said, for everybody that tuned in. I'll do a live read while we're here. There we go. That's what I'll do. We are sitting here coming to you live from the Kent State Hotel and Conference Center. That we're here, thankfully, from the people at the Kent Stage, KentStagePosters.com, in the Any Given Podcast War Room. It's essentially a hotel room. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. My man Ethan's about to be coming back shortly. He had to step out for a minute to cool down. Other than that, we're here. We're doing our thing. We're having fun with you guys. We appreciate everyone that tuned in. But get to KentStagePosters.com. We don't have the Numbers Don't Lie shirts on now, but you've definitely definitely. Oh, a Dexter commercial. Dexter coming back this fall. Holy crap, that's awesome. But back to what I was saying. KentStatePosters.com is the place to go. Without a doubt. You can get your posters. You can get the Numbers Don't Lie shirt. This week only, in honor of Draft Week, use promo code DRAFT at checkout for 25% off your shirt. Thank you very much for listening to me say that. And we're still just waiting for Goodell to announce the Saints pick. The Baltimore Ravens selected Rashad Bateman, wide receiver out of Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great wide receiver to pick up. Number 0.
Yeah, he's pretty good, man. I didn't know much about him, but he definitely has some talent, and they definitely didn't have any in their wide receiver room, without a doubt. So I can't really say much there. It was a common sense pick. I'm really, like I was talking about how the Saints are on the clock. Could they take a flyer on the Kyle Trask or I can't remember the dude's kid, the dude from Texas, his name. The dude you were talking about earlier, I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah,
but the only thing I really said with the Saints here is we could think we could.
Are
agree
you talking about TCU?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could go anything defense here, maybe offensive line here, maybe quarterback here. I'm not sure they go wide receiver or running back here. Other than that, they're pretty openly available. It just depends on what Sean Payton wants.
Yeah, I mean, he already has a good quarterback. He also has a good wide receiver, running back, whatever he has to play in Hill.
Yeah.
What do you do here? Do you get a lineman? Do you get a defender? Do you get a secondary player? What do you think here?
I think you kind of bolster your defense and figure it out on offense. It really just depends on what Jameis Winston are you going to get, and are they going to play him? Is that who they're going to put at quarterback for them? So is that who they're going to start this year at quarterback? Is Jameis Winston, because they kind of really need that. Remember we were talking about Najee Harris's draft party?
Yeah.
Apparently he threw the party at a homeless shelter because that's where he grew up.
Oh, gotcha.
So
that's why there were so many people.
Yeah, he was
doing all that.
I got this report from Bleacher Report. Najee's draft party for kids. Steelers number 24 pick Najee Harris throws draft party for at homeless shelter where he lived for years. Here, I don't know why I'm doing your job.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense why there was 100 people there.
In the 2021 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Peyton Turner, defensive end, Houston.
Okay, well they just lost Trey Hendrickson to Cincinnati, so that's kind of.
That makes sense for them to pick up the defensive end out of Houston.
Yeah. Like I said, they lost Trey Hendrickson. Their defensive end there, their top defensive end outside of Cameron Jordan. That's his name, Cameron Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always think of Jordan Cameron, the old Browns tight end. When I think,
scumbag.
yeah, him. When I say his name, and I always want to switch it around, but so they have Cam Jordan, and now they got this kid on the outside, and he just destroyed that dude. Green Bay has already made a pick. Is this a quarterback? Is this another replacement for Aaron Rodgers?
No, there's no way.
No,
I mean they did last year actually.
Right?
So
Earlier than this, they picked 26 last year and picked Jordan Love. Ooh, look at him just swing Wilson down right there.
yeah, but they're in the independent league. Oh no, he's in the American.
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the American. The Saints look happy to get him. This dude over on the left looked like he's just ready to go to bed. I feel you, buddy.
There you go, a little dap up, a little hug.
He just got left hanging. How ironic is it that they're showing Aaron Rodgers right now?
What? Well, I mean, here, what do you do? What do you do here? You're the Packers. You have the 29th pick overall. You already drafted, what do you say, 26th, 27th? You already picked Jordan Love,
Yeah.
which Dustin Crum and Isaiah McCoy and everybody else made look like a little punk. What do you do here? Do you just try to trade him?
I think you select a wide receiver and get down on your knees and pray to God that Green Bay or that Aaron Rodgers decides he wants to play again for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I mean, but you could also trade him here at 29 to another team that needs a quarterback. Let's see here. What other teams need quarterbacks? If you're thinking about it.
So far, I'm not sure who's left that would a quarterback
Houston?
needy team. Houston, maybe, depending on where Deshaun Watson, that fiasco ends up, or honestly, New Orleans, maybe. I mean, I like Jameis, but I'd pick Rodgers over Jameis.
Yeah. Let's see if we can think. Yeah, because they have
no.
Goff up there in Detroit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Detroit, but then I was like, nah.
You could do Minnesota if you
Minnesota.
think about it.
That's a ready to plug and play, but that's in the division.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. They're saying AFC. If you're talking AFC, Denver maybe over Bridgewater. I know they just traded for Bridgewater, but Aaron Rodgers in Denver would be better than that.
Yeah, that's actually kind of.
I don't want to say it, but I'd get rid of Roethlisberger for Rodgers in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that makes some sense for them. It also would extend their window of not needing to get another quarterback in the draft, like immediately. Like Steelers could have potentially looked for a quarterback early in this one, if honestly, because they really need to bring in that guy. I think we can agree Mason Rudolph doesn't seem like he's going to be the guy to take up the reins after that. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they brought in Dwayne Haskins. Maybe they could flip him around and work some magic on him, but I doubt it. He'll be at Magic City in Atlanta in a couple weeks himself.
Yeah, dude, it's such a tough thing to think about where they're going to put Rodgers, because any team would be lucky enough to get Rodgers.
Well, and if San Francisco couldn't get him by trading Garoppolo and the third overall pick this year,
Yeah.
what can you give away? Is it Seattle if they decide to move on from Russell Wilson?
With the 29th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Eric Stokes, defensive back, Georgia.
And they went defense.
Stokes, once upon a time, was seen as more of a track star than a football player.
Like we were talking about earlier tonight. We thought that he was going to be traded tonight.
Oh, I thought it was a foregone conclusion. I mean, with 3 picks left, I doubt he's really going to be traded to any of these teams. So it probably won't happen tonight. And the further down we get, I'm not sure we see it happen, just because you're going to want more back than just second and third round picks this year. You know what I'm saying? And then day 3 picks, you're definitely not going to want for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So they almost screwed themselves by waiting, especially if he's not going to play, because then they'll just be paying him. He'll sit there, and he really won't. They won't get anything for him. I know he's under contract, and he'll be surrendering money, and who knows? This might all be false and just bad, but this is surprising. You would think they would do everything to get in the good graces of him, and I believe they just picked a specialist. I believe they just picked a returner in the first round. The way they're talking here on the NFL's draft coverage, this cornerback was supposedly more of a track guy than a football guy, So
Yeah.
so you essentially drafted this guy because he's fast. What's that tell you?
Right.
He's a kick
Yeah,
returner.
it's-
He,
Yeah.
he's going to return punts and kicks, and he it's just all bad. I'm not. I don't really care because I can't stand the Packers, and the more they fall, the better off I feel. So I'm not really that upset about it. But it was just a weird pick for them. Buffalo Bills on the clock here. They've got their offense pretty much figured out. Running back maybe if there's another one available this high, but other than that, defense probably here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a tough one. Maybe a secondary player, like you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I can see secondary for these guys, and that's really about it.
Yeah, which would make sense. That's what they needed in the championship. So.
And
let's,
I mean, they're one of the best teams in the AFC. They're championship contenders. Somebody to go opposite of Edmonds would be good. They don't need an edge rusher because they have Oliver. They like it says here, they traded for Stephon Diggs. Maybe a receiver opposite of him, but they do still have Cole Beasley on the team. They do still like the other cat they have on the outside over there. They seem to be pretty stoic.
seems like they already put their pick in.
Right? They don't seem like they're waiting on something or anything like that.
I guess they're passing it around. Look at those giant ass Apple computers.
My school used to have those when we were in this web design class. They'd have them, and then they had like 5 of them, and then the rest were like PCs. And the Macs we could never do anything on because we couldn't save them and then restart them on the PCs.
Makes sense.
It was so. That's just what that made me think of. We're still waiting on their 2 minutes. All right, guys, we're nearing the end here.
Right? Everybody else was like,
Yeah, I thought we were rushing through it, and then Buffalo's like, nope, we're gonna wait. Maybe they're trying to see if they could trade out if there's somebody in the top of the second that wants to come up, because that's what you're gonna get. You could probably see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers trade out at 32. I said the Ravens had 32 earlier, but they had 31 because they traded with the Chiefs. All right, so the Buffalo Bills
it
look like
just
they
popped
made the
up
pick.
to 10.
Yeah, which
There,
typically
yep.
means that the pick,
Pick
is in.
Yep. You know what? We will wait here for a second.
Yeah, because you start blowing that up, and it'll all of a sudden,
Right, I'll turn it up and
it'll
then
all of a sudden
they
be a
won't do
Hulu
it.
commercial or
and-
something. You know what I haven't seen a lot of tonight? Baker Mayfield commercials. I haven't
Yeah?
seen any, which is weird. You're in Cleveland. I feel like Progressive would have took advantage of that or something. There
Right.
should have been like a new this is my house commercial.
All right, Mel Kiper, zip your goddamn lips,
You
man.
could have did a commercial where Baker Mayfield was cleaning up the city of Cleveland to get ready to host the draft.
Could have been cleaning up Mel Kiper's lips.
Or he could have bought a muzzle for him or something. Jason Owens. I can't believe that Notre Dame linebacker's still there. He was supposed to be a top 10 pick.
Homeboy's not even sitting there.
I was going to say, who were they trying to... Oziz, where is he? Well, last time we had a situation like that, it was Justin Fields, and he ended up getting picked.
Roger Goodell is making his way to the podium. The Buffalo Bills, who should have picked in this draft again. So close Buffalo is to getting itself back in that Super Bowl. Which player will help them do it? We'll find out right now.
With the 30th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Gregory Rousseau, defensive end, Miami.
Okay. So figured they'd go defense. They go with another edge rusher opposite of Ed Oliver to kind of just... Ooh, and he's there. So they thought he'd be a pretty high pick too. So he actually got an invite, so that's pretty cool. And I'm sure he's one of the last people that are there that wasn't drafted. So because we've got 2 picks to go.
Look at his agent.
Man, y'all just picked 2 seconds ago. Baltimore, you should be ready to go. He didn't play last year. He opted out of the 2020 season, so which is weird because the ACC didn't really have any like hiccups with their season last year. They played. They didn't really. Clemson was one of the few teams that had a full season.
It was mostly the Big Ten and MAC.
Yeah. Well, because Ohio got pretty strict, and half the MAC teams are in Ohio. There's 4, right? There's Kent State, Akron, Toledo, Bowling Green,
Miami, Ohio.
so there's 5. Miami of Ohio.
OU. Did you already say OU?
OU, so that's 6. Yeah, 6 out of what? There's 12 teams in the MAC.
Right, and the
Half.
other ones are in Illinois,
In Michigan.
Michigan, and
Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah.
Where's Ball State at?
Ball State is, I think it's in Ohio.
I was just saying, I think it's in Ohio.
You know, went to Ball State.
No, it's in Muncie, Indiana.
Oh yeah, it's right there on the border.
I was gonna say Muncie is pretty close. I was gonna say this can probably pop up a campus map.
Whatever. David Letterman went to Ball State.
I just remember Muncie from Parks and Recs. We both were like Parks and Muncie was one of the few cities in Indiana that Parks and Recs actually used as part of the show. It was Gary Gergich's favorite place to vacation.
Of course it was.
Right. There was an episode where he was talking about how he had a timeshare in Muncie, Indiana.
The funny thing about that, I won't say it directly on the podcast, but when they talk about, remember when the dude from Sewage and Waste sent the picture out?
Yeah.
And they were checking everybody, and the one dude, the doctor checked Gary, and he was like, or Gary, whatever they call him.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, I couldn't even, I didn't even check.
Yeah.
He was the biggest man I've ever seen.
Right. And that episode alone is his fan theories as to why he had the wife he did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because nobody could figure out why his wife was.
See, I keep getting blocked by this thing. See that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
I
It's
need to, like, sit over here.
It's weird because when we set it up, it looked completely like we were gonna be all the way spread across the thing, and then it seems like we're off to the right and right next to each other, and it's weird. It's also weird watching yourself like this.
Well, it's because we keep lagging like that. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's behind, man. So like, it don't show us completely live. Like it's got like see now it's showing you do that. Yeah, it's like 5 or 10 seconds behind. So
Which is, I mean, as long as the audio is going through, we're cool.
Yeah, that's what matters to me. But it's not that it's like it's all coming through like how we're talking. It's just for some reason there's a delay, and it's probably a built-in delay for just how radio and TV and all of them do the delays. Just be able to dump stuff. And
Speaking of delays, why did they just cut to commercial when there was 33? Sorry, not 33. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, and then they cut to commercial.
Because Baltimore still hasn't made a pick, I guess.
But like you said, they just picked couple minutes ago.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, again, we talked about it. What do they need? Receivers, defense. Looks like their pick is in.
Yeah.
So we're on. Tampa Bay's on the clock with the final pick of the first round.
Get some pizza, take a little nappy nap.
Right? That's kind of what it is. We'll eat. It'd be a nap, basically. Be out the door about 7 at the latest. So I hope somebody's downstairs in the morning.
Yeah, like they said, we're gonna have some little continental breakfast up until 11.
Are you gonna be up before 11?
Gotta check out at 11.
Yeah, you've been getting up pretty early though.
Yeah.
Lately. We both have. It's been annoying. I hate when I don't have to get up at 9 a.m., but I'm up at 9 a.m. for some reason, and I'm just like, this morning I wanted to get up early so I could get everything ready that I wanted to get ready and come out here, and then it seemed like I just couldn't get out of bed.
Yeah, and then, excuse me. And it's like, when I get up at, it can go from 6:30 to 9, and I get up like that, and then it's like, oh, I have to go to work at, 6.
Yeah.
And be there till 9. It's just like...
Night shifts are terrible, man, because if you wake up in the morning, you're just sitting there staring down hours before you got to go to work, and then you're already sitting there like, man, I just had a whole day, and now I got to go work.
Right, and then you take a nap, and you accidentally take a nap, and then next thing you know, it's like your alarm's going off.
And now you got to rush.
Yeah. It's just like, jeez, Louise, come on.
An alarm can be my best friend sometimes, but I swear I hate that thing. Absolutely can't stand when it goes off. It's one of the worst things ever invented in terms of just... My alarm is so... Like, I use the iPhone alarm. So the burn, because it scares me awake. And it's kind of what I need. One of those, like... I don't know which one you use, but, like, the ones that are, like, the peaceful music and stuff. Man, I'll just dream that there's peaceful music playing. I will straight up sleep through that whole thing. Like it was nothing. I can't wake up peacefully. I gotta scare myself awake or I'm not waking up. It
was like I was telling you when you called me today before before it came down here, and I was just sleeping, and my phone was on the charger, but somehow it like slid behind my shoulder.
Yeah.
So it was like that.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, oh, nice. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, we have the 31st pick. Baltimore. The pick is in.
With the 31st pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Jason Away, linebacker, Penn State.
Such an intriguing evaluation from New Jersey. He was the second-ranked high school player of the state. First team on Big Ten for Penn State this year, Mel, despite not recording a single sack.
All right, well, they just picked a guy who can't get to the quarterback. Baker's got to love that. When they already got their pick in, let's announce it and end the night.
Yeah. But, yeah, like I was saying, it went down behind my shoulder and it was like... And at first I was like sleeping, I kind of looked up and I was like, oh, I'm getting a massage. And I was like, oh, no. It's,
Lately, I'll do this dumb thing where I'll have it sitting next to me and my alarm will go off. And then I'll pick up my phone and I'll be like, all right, it's charged. And I'll take it off the charger and then I'll just throw it somewhere. And I'll sit it like right here. And then all of a sudden I hear it and I can't find it. And I can't turn the alarm off. Yeah. And my alarm just will play for like 10 minutes. And it's the most, because all of a sudden my phone's like under my bed or something.
That'll happen to me if I put my phone like on the ground.
Yeah.
And then I would just be like, vroom, vroom, vroom. So, yeah, like you said, great pick for the Browns. Not a good pick for the Ravens, but good pick for the Browns. This guy cannot get to the quarterback, so we'll see how it goes.
They just picked a first-round guy who his glaring stat that they had to say was 0 sacks in 2020. Thank you. Wyatt Teller will love to block that guy. Jack Conklin might love having to block that guy.
Right.
What'd you pick him for? To chase down Baker Mayfield? He's not that fast.
You already know how Baker plays.
That's what I'm saying. They don't need a spy guy.
Baker rolls out to the left and he can get out of any situation that you put him in.
Yeah. But you also don't need a designated spy for Baker Mayfield. I mean, he can get out of trouble. He can run out of the pocket and throw out of the pocket while he's on the move. But he is not going to take off downfield and burn you with his legs like that. And that's essentially what it seems like they picked, is a guy who can stand there and just be a run stuffer almost, because he can't rush the passer. Roger is definitely ready to go to bed.
With the 32nd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Joe Tryon, linebacker, Washington.
All right, well, I've heard a lot about him. He's a pretty good linebacker. Another guy that they thought the Browns might be looking at, Notre Dame's linebacker. People must not have liked that he was undersized. Jacksonville Jaguars are now on the clock, but we're in the round 2. We don't get that until tomorrow night at 8 p.m. We get rounds 2 and 3. What a night. Browns' new 26th overall pick, Greg Newsome. Excited to see what he can be, what he can do. They didn't take the chance on Kayla Farley because he went pretty early. But very exciting first round.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited to watch not only tomorrow, but Saturday, just to see where our guy goes. And
Yeah, very excited. Look for Isaiah McCoy to go some point in the next 2 days. Could be as early as tomorrow night, but could be a early Saturday pick.
yeah, that's the only thing that I'm excited about in this draft this year, because the Browns,
Is just kind of best player, right?
yeah, we don't really need anybody. If we're going to get somebody, we're going to toss somebody in there. They're going to be a backup, a second string, something like that.
Well, yeah, even this kid they picked in the first round tonight might not be like an immediate starter. They just signed Troy Hill, and they have Greedy and Denzel, and I know you don't really know what Greedy is, but a big deal.
Yeah, so look for in the next 2 days Isaiah McCoy to go somewhere good and be, like we've talked about for the last almost 4 hours, look for him to be a weapon somewhere where they need him.
Somebody's going to be a very happy person that everyone overlooked him.
I think that person would be us.
Hopefully. That'd be great.
Yes.
I would not complain because I'm all good with him coming in and taking even Richard Higgins' spot.
Okay. Excuse me. Jeez Louise, it's been a long night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look for him. I wouldn't say Higgins. I would say look for Kadero Hodges.
Well, yeah, something like that. Just one of those. I don't think he's taking the 1 or 2 spot because those are pretty solidified unless OBJ doesn't really see a field. But look at him 3 or below on this Browns roster. Look at him to come in as a rookie and be an impact guy if they end up taking him. But look at him being an impact guy wherever he goes because I truly believe in his talent. He just hasn't got the shot to show it yet, kind of like some of these people that we see here getting picked even in the first round. But that's all I've got for them, man. You got anything else we need to add?
You can follow me on Twitter at ETHSimpsonCGOD. You can follow me on Instagram at ETHSimpson. You can follow my main man to my right at
BWardCLE on Twitter, B.Ward52 on Instagram. Do not forget to follow the podcast at Podcast Given on Twitter, Instagram at Any Given Podcast, Facebook.com/Any Given Podcast. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube. I mean, we're already here, right? You're on it right now. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Had a couple of you guys comment. We appreciate that. We appreciate everybody that tuned in. Look for us to continue doing this next year as well. Day one live draft coverage is fun. It's kind of where we had our start last year. It almost signifies the year anniversary, pretty much, of the start of what we do, and it is exciting. And this year, to bring it here from the Kent State Hotel here in Kent, Ohio, thanks to KentStatePosters.com. Been a fantastic experience to bring you this last 4 hours.
Alrighty, and God bless, and stay blessed, and go Browns.